Hey everybody, welcome to 20 Sides to Every Story. My name is Casey, and I just need to make a quick change because I realized I had the loopback button set up. So I would be making some really nasty noises. There we go. Hey, welcome to 20 Sides to Every Story. We like to play games, specifically Dungeons & Dragons 5th edition tonight. We are working our way through our community campaign. If you enjoy what you see on stream and what you might be catching up on the YouTubes, do please feel free to drop into the Discord, say hi to us. That's how you can join in our community campaign games. Tonight's game is a tier 1 game, so character levels 1 through 5. I have not actually looked to see what levels these characters are. I know I've seen some of them on stream before, so I don't think they're all level 1s. I saw a 3 flashed up there for a second, I think. But we'll let the players give us a little hint as to what levels they may be, and then we'll be doing a little adjusting on the fly as to the troubles they may be encountering. What they have done at the moment is they have seen the Adventurer's Board, a now area famous posting of jobs and requests for adventurers looking to earn a reputation, earn a little bit of coin, gain, notoriety, or yeah, probably notoriety is the better word for the way these adventurers seem to be carrying on. But one of the places that is looking to have some help is known as the Matricular Deep. It's a wizard's college that is working on stamping a new roadway down along the riverway to avoid the accursed town of Nolb, wherein the adventurers just recently discovered the, I think, Drider Lareth now resides. No, excuse me. Nolb is where they encountered the not Babadook. What is the the
Badok or something like that.
Badok? Was
Badok,
that it?
I think.
Bardock?
Something.
I
Paddock,
think
yeah.
Bardock is a tasty root.
Badok.
Baddock. So one of those things got encountered there. Zombies as well. So there's all sorts of nasty stuff going on and about. People have wisely decided, you know what? Let's give that area a pass. Let's come down the eastern side of Imirdis Run and avoid the whole sticky situation. Unfortunately, a black dragon has taken up residence in the area of the old moat house. So things are getting a little more dangerous as they're coming in there. Boy, I wish some adventurers in that Tier 2 campaign set would take care of that whole dragon situation. We'll find out about that in a little bit. But for right now, what we want to do is make sure that the roadway continues to the best of its capability, and Alfred Toma has posted up a note saying we need some help. As the roadway is approaching one of the semi-permanent settlements in the forest, a town known as Tumblestone, there's been a little bit of sabotage noticed. Tools have been going missing, weird noises in the night. The folks in the town had already cleared out, making way for the construction to come through. The town has a reputation that the party would be aware of hosting a small to large percentage of were creatures, were bears, werewolves, were rats. They don't really, advertise that part, but it's sort of a laughing reputation that the town maintains. Something that they tell the children so they don't bite while they're wrestling, and something that they tell the outsiders just to, keep them moving along and not causing trouble. Now, I believe Alfred has seen Clog, Stevram, and Elena. Excuse me, has seen Stevran and Elena before. I don't believe he's seen Clog or Farnsworth. So could I have a volunteer, Farnsworth or Clog, to start off with the introductions? What would Alfred see sitting down at the table here in the Stumbling Ogre Inn? Um, who wants to lead off?
Well, I'm Clog, a second level uh, bugbear barbarian. Um, Now, I've been getting a lot of people in the town here asking if I'm a were creature, But I keep telling them, no, this is the way I always look, but I'm hoping that we stop for food regularly. I really get hungry a lot.
I'm certain you could, or we could send you with reasonable supplies. The monies we'll be paying should cover that, and it's only a day or two on the road. But we'll see you well equipped, Alfred says. Uh, you there, and he gestures to Farnsworth. I don't recognize you entirely.
Farnsworth Pennington Stout Ripple III at your service.
Oh, yes.
Clearly a gnome of quality stock, as you can see. What you may not be able to see so readily is that I've recently become something that people call a warlock, apparently. I just only heard of this thing when Elena there mentioned it on our last outing. And so I'm trying to learn a bit more about that. And I'm hoping, perhaps through our travels together, I'll learn a little bit more about myself and what I've become.
Well, I do hope that once you found out a little bit more about yourself, you'll come and avail yourself of the knowledge at the Deep. I happen to myself be the professor of sorceress studies there, though we do have several who look into other manners arcane, celestial, and infernal, so I'm certain we could find some information about this warlockness that you've found yourself acquiring.
Very good.
Now, Stavrim, Elena, I've met you, of course, but if you wouldn't mind introducing yourself if you're new to each other. Elena, I know you're a local, perhaps? You could go first.
Yeah, I'm a local. My name's Elena, and I'm not real comfortable with new people, and I haven't met Clog before. I've had some trouble with your type in the past. I'm hoping that you'll be more helpful.
Ooh, Clog can be helpful. Very helpful, yeah.
Excellent.
Especially if you have some crackers for Clog.
It's good to see you again, Stebrin.
Nice to see you as well, Elena. My name is Stevram Farnsworth Clog. Nice to meet you. I can attest for the Matricular Deep. I have gone on 2 forays with them before, and they're always quick with the coin. So rest assured that you will be paid. But I assume that this is in the same area as some of the other things that the other missions that
Oh, yes.
you had put us on.
The rate is the same, though there may be some chance to acquire a bit more to yourselves. You see, what's happened is the town that the roadway is passing near to Tubblestone. The residents there were of mixed opinions about the roadway, but they talked amongst themselves and decided to let us come through. To keep everyone safe and troubles to a minimum, most of the families and the children had taken a bit of a break from the town, gone a bit of foray visiting relatives afield, so that as we came through and did our work, there'd be no hassles. But there still have been some hassles. Of the 6 families there, someone we suspect is causing a bit of trouble, stealing tools, basically preventing the mages of the deep from getting their rest. Weird noises, that sort of thing. Now, Tumblestone, and what I'm told, is a bit of a noisy place as it is, but this is a little above and beyond. Now, the residents of Tumblestone, specifically the Bracken family that run the inn, have been insistent that it is not the townsfolk causing the trouble. It's sort of ground to a standstill. Kyra's a bit cranky at the moment. She's been awake for a very long time. And the rest of the faculty are about the same. We're really not made for this sort of work. So we were hoping that a fresh set of eyes and ears, someone that could be trusted by both sides, could settle things, or at least, keep things calm enough till the roadway can pass through. We only need a few more days of work to get beyond the town, but those days have stopped at the moment. Excellent. Now, were there?
Whom do you suspect is doing the sabotaging? Do you have any idea?
I don't have any idea myself. I know that there are 6 family representatives still there. There's the Tumblestone family themselves, for who the town is named. A rather long-standing family of gnomes, but they basically see to the machinery. The Bracken family, which hosts the inn, and there are 4 others, I suppose there would be. Math. So 4 other families, but I'm not familiar with them myself.
So the main goal is to, I guess, engage in negotiations between the town of Tubblestone and whoever is acting mischievously, or eliminate this threat. I mean, I guess what is.
Well, really, for us to pay you, we just need the roadway to continue. So if you can distract whatever the problem is, deal with whatever the problem is, destroy whatever the problem is, with negotiation, combat, so that's where we sort of leave the adventurers to their own devices. Now, of course, don't break any laws. I mean, there aren't too many laws in the Gnarley Forest, but those that do exist, stay within those. We don't need
Okay.
a incident.
Sure. Makes sense.
Excellent. Well, I'm very glad to have you in our employ once more. Kyra will give you an update on the situation once you arrive in Tumblestone. Now, as we have come rather close, you would have the option of going up along the western side. Stavrum, you've traveled up the old road before, and then down
Over the ferry.
over the ferry, and down, or you could cut a bit south. It's not so long a journey through the wilderness as it once was. We've made good progress, but from what I understand, there is that black dragon about, and well, I don't think anyone's dealt with that yet. So perhaps the roadway or the forest, your choice. But we would like you to arrive safely.
Oh, north it is then.
Well, that would certainly be the way I would go, but I'm not an adventurer myself. More of a academic.
Yeah. For the 4 of us, it'd be. I mean, everybody should have a little bit of coin for the ferry there and back. Prices originally were a little high, but I think with the constant traffic, the ferry lady was, I guess, more accommodating price wise. So
Excellent.
She
Good.
sounds unlike a black dragon, so lead on, my friend.
Excellent.
You never know. Some of them can shapeshift.
I have heard that. Yes.
I have heard that as well.
So Alfred, having made the introductions, arranged for the payment, given you your little tokens that you will turn into Kyra, indicating you have been hired and to get yourselves paid once the things are done, excuses himself from the room. Is there anything I can have brought? Last round of drinks, some food for you, Mr. Clog. I do understand you wanted some crackers. Okay, excellent. I'll have some crackers sent over. And
Crackers, yeah,
yes.
with cheese on 'em.
Crackers with cheese on them. How novel.
A very large box of crackers for my friend on me, please.
Very large box. That seems wise.
Oh, thanks you very much.
How about a box of crackers and a round of cheese, and see you underway from there. That excellent planning. And with that, Alfred moves away from the party. That leaves you the opportunity to talk amongst yourselves. The general plan is leave as early in the morning as possible, hit the road running, get to Bev at the boathouse, get a little bit beyond that, and then take your first night's rest. continue your way up to the town of Twilight Falls, and then back down again. This will be a 3-day trip because you've got a little bit of a longer leg to come back down to reach where Tumblestone waits. So that'd be 3 days on the road. With good luck and good weather, everything goes well. With bad luck and bad weather, maybe things get creative. Please make sure that you have rations, etc., that you may wish to carry with you. Anything else that you may wish to buy before you leave town, healing potions, that sort of thing. Is there anything that I should be aware of that the party plans to do before they leave town?
I would head to the general store and pick up some rations, and I don't think I ever had purchased a whetstone. Do that. Just get some general supplies, and
Sure.
that is my plan.
I believe
As I said,
Go ahead.
I'm sorry. I'm new to these things, but I recently acquired a small friend who may I may be in need of a brazier, which doesn't sound right to me, but in case anything were to happen, apparently it would help to attract him back. I'm sorry, I'm new, but if the store sells these, maybe I'll pick one up.
So the we'll say gentleman, though he looks a bit scoundrelly, that's helping you at the general store, sort of like quirks an eye and looks at you a bit funny. I'm gonna let Lottie handle that one. And he gestures over a woman, and she sort of walks over. Yes,
Familiar with the arcane arts, are you?
I dabble.
I need about a brazier, please, for summoning a familiar. Perhaps you're familiar with the
And she was looking at you awful strange when you just made one circle and asked for a brazier, and then she's just the one, and she's brazier, brazier,
brazier.
brazier.
Oh,
It's a
thank
thing.
you.
It's a thing you put the hot coals in with the incense. Um,
Oh,
we'll,
very good.
we'll find you. There's a very famous singer that wears two as a brazier, but that's a different story entirely. Um, and so
Hmm.
she goes off and finds you
Sounds like
the.
a powerful sorceress.
She has been known. She does find you the appropriate brazier. Brazier. It's okay. Adventurers are frequently mistaken for braziers, or so I am told. Um, and so, as we throw about 8 in jokes into that one, Farnsworth, supplies for your familiar are acquired. Anyone else need anything from Lottie and Wes over at the general store? All right. Excellent. Things are acquired, time passes, and you set out. And the first thing that we're going to need is a volunteer to roll our fateful D20 to start things off. On this one, you would like a low number. Low would be calmer weather, high would be more exciting weather. We're going to find out what the weather's like as we get underway towards the later part of the summer. An 11. A little warm, a little rainy on part of it, but nothing dramatic as you make your way along. And then, can I have the fateful D20, which tells us if we'll need to do a wandering encounter, since I did not see one purchased yet. We would like to see anything but a 1. 2 through 20 are safe. A 1 would be exciting.
Who wants it?
Anybody can roll it.
Percy.
Oh, Percy dives in with a 13. The trip is reasonably uneventful. You're, of course, traveling with appropriate caution. There is adventure in the air. But you arrive at the boathouse where Bev waits. Bev and her boy have a little ferry service going. There's a chain in the water linked up to a rock a little upstream, and the boat swings back and forth under her rather a rather sturdy hand at the tiller there. Today, she offers passage for 5 silver coins each.
Sounds very reasonable.
I will cover everybody's trip.
Sure.
So.
Oh, why, thank you.
2 gold deployed, or the appropriate amount of change deducted. and the party is ferried across. Now, once you're across, you're a little bit to the west of Nulb, that's over there, and you tend to bend back up to the roadway itself, carry on a little bit. There's an old tree off to the west of the road there where some of the party is aware. A will-o-wisp or other figure appears from time to time during the night. It seems something awful was chained up in that tree at one point. Are we investigating that tree, carrying on past it?
What say you, Elena? I believe this is something that has tickled the back of my brain for quite some
Well,
time.
we could stick around and put this thing to rest.
See what this is all about. I let's just say I feel a little more confident in my abilities at this particular point in time than I did, say, 2 months ago. So,
And as old adventurers disappear and new adventurers reappear on the map, you should be able to see yourselves towards the lower right-hand corner. Stevram, Elena, you sort of recognize that tree where the dirt has been disturbed a couple weeks, maybe months back, where some chains were buried. You can still see the scars on the branch where it comes out and where the wood and bark had been pried away. What are you doing now that you're there? It's towards evening time, so the sun's gotten a bit red in the sky. Everything's got that rosy glow to it.
I would point this tree out to the two who perhaps have not been here, but I would ask, have either of you been up this way before, Clog Farnsworth?
Can't say that I have, no.
Well,
No, no. Why are you all
well,
staring at the tree?
well, the first job, I believe, Elena, you were there, that this was where we had camped on the first job that we had taken with the Matricular Deep. And that evening, above the branch of that tree, there was kind of a strange glow. Uh, we didn't know if it was perhaps a will-o-wisp or perhaps a spirit that was um, had not been put to rest, but we chose to avoid it. But I think under the circumstances, and with Elena's suggestion there, I think that maybe perhaps we should check this out. Do either of you have any qualms, or I guess would you prefer not to?
Sounds educational. Is it hostile?
It didn't attack us before, but we chose to investigate it further in the light of day. We found chains hanging from the branch, uh, and then chose to take those chains and bury them at the base of the tree, hoping that that would help. But
Any change in the condition once you buried the chains?
no, I believe the next time when I passed up this way, I believe we well, I think we moved beyond.
Yeah, I think we avoided it.
Yeah, we avoided it. So, um, I say we camp here and uh, and check this out as evening comes down.
Yeah, I'm game for whatever you would like to do. I'm not the religious type myself, so I don't know what help I might be, but
I
All right.
think we'll rely on Elena for our religious
So,
fervor here, our knowledge.
So from where you're standing, you've probably got the clearest view of the tree in question. If you were to go a bit further north, you'd have trees in the way that you could then still camp more or less on the road, or you could go a bit closer to it. You know your campfire light only goes 15, 20 feet At best, it's not really designed for that. Or you could, light a torch or something else to keep an eye on it. Whereabouts would the party like to establish their main camp area? Where does the fire go in?
I think
Or is there
over
no
there.
fire? What about there?
Yeah, I think we would want to fire. Sure. Yep. I think that looks good.
Well, I believe Stavron needs to see in the dark. I think everybody else can.
Yeah, the dark's
Yes.
no problem.
Yes, I myself would need light.
I've recently acquired a second pair of eyes that can see in the dark, so. As a matter of fact, I could send them up to look if, unless you recommend against it.
Second pair of eyes? Ooh.
And I think like a little puff of smoke and a little devil creature on Farnsworth's shoulder. Yeah, I'll go check it out. I ain't scared. Yeah, he's impolite, but he's not scared. If you'd like him to go up, we could have him take a peek.
Imp on the board.
If you think it'll do any good. And then just he could just fly up and take a look. We don't see the thing from where we're at now, right?
You do not see anything special about the tree from where you're at right now, and as your imp heads over to investigate, just a moment, checking out what imps can do here. Yeah, he takes a quick look around and echoes back to you. I believe you can speak telepathically with the imp.
Yeah, you can see. I can see everything he sees. I got that Warlock Pact.
Ooh, you got the
Is it?
Pact of the
Yeah,
Chain.
I mean, yeah. It's what is it called? The abilities they get. I'm sorry, the word's slipping out of my head.
Invocations, I think.
The invocation. Voice of the Chainmaster, I think it's called.
You got it. So as you check out through the imp's eyes, he's reporting back and sort of confirming what they've said. Oh yeah, boss, they got chains were up here. I can see where they were disturbed down there, and bunk bunk bunk. Yeah, there's something weird about this tree, but I don't see what the problem is right now. Can I come back now? It's cold over here.
As you wish.
Flop, 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 flop. And so, evening passes towards night. Crackers and cheese, I suspect, are eaten along with maybe other things as well. Are there any precautions being set up that I should know about? Things like an alarm spell being cast, that sort of stuff, and such things.
I just have the firelight and whatever time my watch would be, whichever watch that I take.
You got it.
Probably would be best for me to take either the first or the last, considering.
Got it. So Devram taking last watch, which would be number 4. Who's taking first watch, number 1?
I'll take first watch.
All right. We got 1 for Clog. I've got 2 and 3 left to give away. Farnsworth, Elena?
I'll take 2.
How many hours are left after 2?
It's more just who's the one awake when the things happen. So
yeah. 3.
you got it. Clog is 1, Elena 2, Farnsworth 3, and the 1d4 says Clog. Not much time passes. Everyone starts to get settled in. And I believe bugbears do have dark vision, correct?
Yes, they do.
Excellent. So before too long, you can notice it. The tree is not getting darker at the appropriate speed as the sun sets over behind the mountain range off to the west, and the trees' tops start to gray out as the sunlight goes past. There's still just a little bit of blue light kind of sticking to it. It's not quite phosphorescent, but it's got a glow.
Hmm. Wonder what makes that glow a little bit.
I don't
It's
know.
like maybe there's some fireflies in the tree.
Could be. How about maybe a nature check as you compare the glow from that to the glow of your familiar firefly friends? If you rolled, it didn't come through, so what was the result?
Oh, well, I seen it roll. 7.
7.
So,
Okay. So the Beyond 20 isn't linking through, but that's okay. Just let me know what the rolls are. 7, not so fantastic, but that means good news. Yeah, that is probably fireflies. It is getting into the autumn season. You could catch some fireflies out and about. You know, pretty, pretty.
yeah, yeah, those little buggers, yeah, they're always lightening up. Yeah, must be them.
Yeah, and the more you're like it must be them. It makes more and more sense as you look at it. The little blinks, the little flashes, the little sparkle that's there. You can almost see like that yellowy green up in there. Um, at least two, maybe three darting about, maybe a few more over there. Are you leaving them be, or are you heading over to investigate? What's the plan? Is there a plan?
No, there's no plan. He's just watching them from where he is, munching on his cracker.
Sure. And as time passes,
Trying to
eventually.
toast
Go
the
ahead.
cracker a little bit. He's
Okay.
trying to toast the cracker in the fire a little bit.
Okay. Since you're toasting the cracker in the fire, I'm going to move you a little closer to the fireplace. Uh, you know,
Melting the cheese.
ooh, toasty cheese. Now, as time passes, as you're familiar, the fireflies kind of come out from under the canopy of the trees and begin drifting across the field. Their little blinky lights calling out to others. Trying to get some to draw, but it seems like it's just those lonely two drifting, drifting. Maybe they you know you might they're getting close enough that if you felt like it, maybe you could catch a firefly. Are you the type that reaches out and tries to grab them, or you just let them drift on past?
Nah, he's used to seeing him, so he's not going to try to catch him. He's not really interested in fireflies, so he's just watching, see if there's he doesn't perceive them as being a threat. He's just staring at the tree to see if any real threat comes.
No real threat that you see, but then the fireflies glow just a smidge brighter. Everyone else has finally drifted off. You can hear them snoring. And then there's a little zets, perhaps, as the fireflies try to shock you. Shock number one,
Try to shock me.
shock number two. Does a 14 or a 19 hit?
Um, they both do.
They both do. Zzz, bzz.
Oh,
23 points of lightning damage.
goodness.
Dogs down.
That is shocking.
Farnsworth, Stavrum, Elena, can I please get a perception check from each of you? You would like to do a 10 or better to wake up as Clog gets zapped. Elena sleeps like the dead. I don't believe we have any player rerolls yet. Stavrum sleeps like the dead. Uh-oh.
Perception. Okay.
We want to see a 10.
Oh no.
Oh no.
Oh no!
What?
Clog, as you shake on the floor, the two wisps float over
Oh, can I roll for Imp-tastic?
Oh yes, yes, absolutely. Forgot about the imp. Give me
Yeah.
a wisdom check off that imp.
Is it okay? Wisdom.
Yep, wisdom or perception if he has perception.
Oh yeah, him. I was looking at mine.
Please.
Wait, how do I roll his? How's that?
A imp
Sorry.
has a plus plus one
Oh, I can see.
wisdom, plus one wisdom. So give me a D20 and show me a 9 or better. And 11. The imp wakes up.
Hey.
All right, we're gonna
I don't
roll
know,
some initiative.
It's not me, so I guess you control him.
No, you control him. He is your
okay.
imp. But
Okay.
for the moment, everybody, please go ahead. If you can, click your tokens and roll initiative. If it comes through, just let me know what you got. You're doing good on the initiative. Let's see here. Stev, we missed. We'll get you on there. Wait, where's Stev? There's Stev.
I had a 7.
You got it. Cliff, give me an initiative for hopefully when they wake you up. And you can just roll it on the D beyond 20. I think it's in the upper middle. Orange, we're sitting at a 13.
Oh, I didn't click on myself. I'm sorry.
That's all
Yeah,
right.
it's 13.
And we'll get our wisps here.
And the imp.
Yeah.
Or does he go on yours?
He'll go on he'll go on yours.
Gotcha.
And we'll give an imp initiative here. And we'll do a quick sort. All right.
Pretty funny.
Well done, imp. And Elena, you startle awake. You can see 2 glowing orbs above Clog, and you smell burnt hair and ozone. What are you up to?
This is not doing any confidence in me and bugbears, but I'm assuming these things are attacking us, or I'm
Yep.
just waking up and
okay. So you wake up, you see these things floating over Clog. You're a cleric. You probably have enough knowledge of will-o-wisps. So yeah.
All right, I will Sacred Flame the one that's closest to me.
Okay. Will-o-wisp dex check. No. What? I'm gonna push this button, but it might not be right. 21 is high enough that it passed.
Okay, and per my bonus action, I will cast Healing Light on Cliff and give him 4 hit points.
All right.
Or Clog, sorry.
Clog, you are awake with 4 hit points. What did you roll in the initiative there?
12.
12. You got it.
And then I think I'll move back.
Got it. As you step back, will-o-wisps begin to move again. One is going to strike at Clog. Clog, you are unfortunately prone, so it's coming in with advantage. A 6 and a 7, however, are probably not going to hit. The other one is going to go after Imptastic, who spoiled their fun. Imptastic, attack coming in, a 17?
Forgot to roll his initiative, but he might not even matter. He's got 13 AC.
13, 17 is going to hit. He's going to do 11 points of lightning damage.
Good lord. That's too many.
That's too many. Tactics.
It's a good thing I got a brazier. Yeah, he's only got 10, so oh man.
All right.
Oh, any benefit for being invisible though? Or like harder to hit or anything?
Were you invisible? If you were invisible, until its concentration ends.
It still would have been a 20 and a 17, so.
Yeah,
Okay.
so it still would have hit him.
Oh my goodness. Well, thanks, fantastic.
Yep. That's the pain of Imptastic calling out and let himself be known. But that gets us through. At least we're alive. Farnsworth, what are you up to?
Good gracious. Morning. Let's see here. Uh, I think I'll hex that one to the left there,
Okay.
and then aim and fire.
Aim and fire.
Let's see here. Oh no,
Oh no, no.
that's not good.
Mm-mm.
Oh,
Oh, hang on.
Oh.
I missed a bleep in my ear. Tux has redeemed a player reroll, so there is one player reroll
Very nice.
in the pool.
Thank you, Tux.
Uh,
May I?
you that is up to you guys. But there
Please.
is a player reroll in the pool.
Doing it. Yeah.
23 is a much stronger number.
Yeah,
Yow,
man,
yow.
and,
Let's see. Eldritch Blast, and then your Hex. Eldritch Blast.
for the damage. From
1
the...
point of damage from that. 9 points of damage from that. What's this? Genie's Wrath fire damage. Oh, you do fancy stuff. Let's see here. They are not immune to necrotic. They are not immune to fire, but they are a little resistant. So it didn't do quite as much as you might have hoped, but it did do a goodly chunk. And the force worked just fine. Anything else, Farnsworth?
Yeah. Kind of. No, just stay there. Yeah, that's good.
Got it. Clog, it's been a rough night. What are you up to?
Let's see now. How close am I to one of them?
They are.
Well, I guess.
They're hovering right over you, basically.
Well, I guess I gotta stand out first, and then I will attack. I guess whichever one. I guess they're both there, right? So
Yeah.
I'll attack one of them.
Oh, Cliff, I apologize. I just realized you're not connected to the Roll20, are you?
I'm trying to get connected right now.
Oh, okay. Sorry about that. I saw myself there.
What is the?
So if you go back to the Discord chat, there's a link in there that says the Roll20 link. In the private chat there, and if you click that, it should come up inviting you to the game. Sorry, folks, I was cutting it close right before start time, and I missed that it was 2 Caseys but no Cliff connected.
Where is it?
So if you go to the excuse me. I just goofed myself up. So if you go up to the Discord direct messages, in the direct messages, go to the 18th message. So the message for the 18th set, and then scroll up a little bit, and hopefully there's one that says Roll20 link.
Whoops.
All right, we'll see if I can
Oh,
get.
that takes you to the post.
And if that's not being helpful, let me know, and we'll dive in here a little bit.
Do I go to join a game?
Yep, join a game. It should have taken you right into join a game. Didn't get you there? All right, hang on 1 second. I'm going to hit the BRB so I can flip my screen around a little bit here. They can still hear us, but they won't be able to see the sausage being made. Come over here, come over here. Here, scrolly up.
I might be coming in.
Oh, there you go.
All right.
Awesome. And you should hopefully see the map and the turn order up and Clog towards the middle.
All right. Okay.
All right.
So I will attack with my great axe.
Certainly may.
And
There we go. There's the 20 on the Great Axe. That'll hit. See
Great
some
indeed.
damage there.
oh, jeez.
Only 4 on the damage, but it is some.
I'm a little shaky at that electrical. You know, it's give me the shakes. I can't hold on to the axe very good.
And a quick question: is Clogs Axe magical in any way?
No.
No. Yeah, it does work, but only about half as much as you'd hope. So
Oh, it really did hardly.
didn't do a lot, but you're swinging at fireflies. What do you expect?
They hit me really hard.
Clog, anything else?
No, not right now.
You got it.
He's not thinking very good. He's really shaken up.
Over to Stevram then.
Okay. Just a question here.
Mhm.
Was it this one that Farnsworth hit, or was it this one?
This one over here
the
with the
left.
hex on it.
Yeah.
Okay. Well,
Hexing
Stevram.
with dexterity too, in case I didn't say.
You got it.
Stevram. Let's see, because I'm pretty much prone at this point.
Yep. Half movement to stand up.
So I will go 1, 2, 3.
Mhm.
And go ahead and give this thing a wallop. At least I will try with my greatsword. There we go.
You guys' weapons are great.
23 is a pretty great sword. That'll hit. Let's see some damage. Nine points of damage. Is your sword magical in any way?
It is not.
It is not. Half the slashing you'd hoped it would be. Stevram,
Okay.
anything else?
I don't think at this point there's anything that I can do. So
Got it. Elena, what are you up to?
The spell has got to work sometime.
Does
so
it?
I will try. Yeah, well, apparently not.
DC 13 dexterity save. The Hexseed one?
No, because I was attacking the other one.
You want to go after the other one? You got it. Sacred Flame, Dexy check. 26.
Good lord.
It
Wow.
passes.
Double crit, huh?
No, not even a double crit.
Oh, really?
So, thing that I did not know about Will-O-Wisps. Will-O-Wisps have a dexterity of 28, which
Goodness.
doesn't seem possible because I thought it capped at 25, but I checked another source and it still said 28. So, they are weird critters. Elena, anything else?
5 more hit points for Clog.
5 back to Clog. Clog's in at 10 now, I believe. And that is going to bring up our Will-O-Wisps, one of which is going to go after Clog. Disappointed that it's standing once more. Clog, 14?
That actually hits, yes.
Oh no, Clog, you gotta get some armor. 7 points of lightning damage. Other Wisp going after Stevram. Stevram.
How much did you say?
7 points of lightning damage. Stevram, a 22?
Yes.
For 10 points of lightning damage.
Yikes.
Okay.
I have underestimated will-o-wisps for the entirety of my career. Farnsworth, what are we up to?
Um, let's see. I'm gonna. Let's try. I'm just gonna shoot him again. Same one. Yeah.
All
Let's
right.
see. Maybe I'll hit it. Go. Yes.
Oh, hang on. So I will ask you a question. You are currently at disadvantage because you are within 5 feet of this one to the south. You could
Oh
either.
no, not that one. I meant the
I don't
other.
know, but because this one's here, you are at disadvantage on ranged attacks. You could either roll again, and I'll take the lower of the 2 rolls, or you could risk a attack of opportunity to take a step back and keep your roll. Which would you like to do?
Ew. We'll roll again.
Okay.
Because that lightning doesn't look fun.
It does not. But a 16 will miss.
No.
No. Farnsworth, anything else?
I'm gonna Misty Step away. Can I do that?
Absolutely. And you know what? I
It's a
will
bonus,
say I
right?
did not know that you had that in your bag of tricks, so you may keep your 24 because you could Misty Step and then fire your Eldritch Blast.
Oh yeah, that's how the smart people do it. Okay. Yeah, thank you.
Absolutely.
Yeah, I'm gonna try to act like them.
Yeah. So yeah, deplete the spell slot as you do your Misty Step, or as if that's your racial ability, whatever it happens to be. The 24 stands. So give me Eldritch Blast and Hex damage, please.
All right. I'm gonna go far away. I'm scared. Okay. And then yeah. And like so.
Oh, that's good damage. Let's see here. That is enough.
You
The
killed my imp,
creature
you bastard.
falls. It was the one that did get your imp. Farnsworth, anything else?
I didn't like him, but he was my imp. That's it.
You can get a new one now. Clog, what are we up to?
Clog is going to attack the Great Axe once more.
Certainly may.
And let's see if he can.
An 8 will not do. And no rerolls in the bucket at the moment.
All right.
Anything else, Clog?
Nope. He's gonna leave it at that.
You got it. Stevram.
All right, let's see. Come on. Let's see. I'm going to take a step here. Take an attack. Let's see here.
Chop.
Sorry, let's see. I'm oh, there we go. Okay.
Haven't seen it yet. Did the roll come through for your side?
Yeah, no, I'm sorry. I lost my
Oh, no worries.
where my different features were as far as superiority dice, because we're in a bad way. Let's see. Okay. Let me do this. I am going to sidestep to here.
Okay.
And I'm going to expend a superiority die to do a lunging attack.
Okay. And 11's not gonna do it.
It will not.
Does your superiority die add to the attack roll or to the damage roll?
It adds to the damage.
Then that will just miss.
Yes, and then I will bonus action. I'm gonna action surge.
Okay.
And step up and get a regular attack.
You got it.
on it.
Oh, consistent, but not what we wanted.
Correct.
Stevram, anything else?
That's all I got.
Elena.
Well, Alex has let me down again. I will Eldritch Blast this time.
Oh,
19
a
hit.
19 will hit. Absolutely will
Nice.
hit. 6 points of damage there. Anything else?
How does Clog look?
3 by my head math, but I think that's about right.
I don't know. I have down to 2, but
Okay.
And I have another 4.
I think I think D&D Beyond is not figuring my AC properly.
Oh, what are you wearing or what have you got?
Well, I'm a barbarian, so I have if when I'm not wearing armor, I should have this unarmed defense,
Mhm.
which is 10 plus Dex plus Constitution.
Mhm.
So that should mean I should have 15, not 13.
Sounds good. Did I tag you with one that was lower than that? I feel like maybe I hit you with a 14.
Yeah, you hit me with a 14. I know at least
Okay.
once.
I
Yeah,
will
it was
give
for
you
7.
yeah, take 7 back, so that would be 4 plus 2 is 6 plus 7 is 11. So you've got 11 hit points as we head into Will-O-Wisp fighting time. So, shock attempt on the big furry bugbear because they like the way your hair jumps out when you do it. A 12 will miss, and no one has bought the DM a reroll yet for some reason. Farnsworth, what are you up to?
One trick pony shots right coming your way.
You're not quite a
Ah.
one-trick pony. You got one other trick you should be doing.
Oh, bonus action. No, what a nice DM. Move that hex that was on the dead guy over
Got
to
it.
his friend. Thank you. Still dexterity, I think. And then a bang. Oh!
Oh, that's a crit. Let's see all them dice.
Nice. Well done.
Let's see here.
Oh, I take that back. I'm down to 2 or whatever.
Okay,
I refigured it. I was looking at the wrong figures here, so
gotcha.
I was looking at
But
the
did that right.
saving throw con and Dex instead of the actual one.
You got it. So let's see here. We got 14 points of force damage, 2 points of fire damage, and 7 points of necrotic damage. Da 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 da. That's that. Da 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 da. That's that. That makes me a total of 18, which
Nice.
it does not have. Well done. You have felled the other wisp. Excellent shot.
Very good, very good.
With that, the fireflies that were drawn by the false light of the will-o-wisps also stop blinking, and everything goes a little bit quiet at the moment, other than the crackle of the fire. The glow that Clog had seen inhabiting the tree fades.
Problem solved? Or symptom treated?
I don't know. Can I go check out the tree?
I think you could.
Yeah, I will assist Elena with that. Yeah.
Sure. I will say the two things we would probably want to see studied on this tree would be anything of religious significance and anything of arcane significance. So I would think an arcana and a religion check would be the two things to do. Who would like to head up which or both?
I could do a religion.
I believe in you.
And I will holler for Farnsworth come over.
Is
'Cause
this
I-
an advantage or not?
Sure, you can help.
Yeah, I will just assist whomever.
I'm not proficient in either, but can we still attempt, or is that?
Sure, absolutely. So a religion has been performed at a 17, and Arcana.
Clog says, "Can I cut that tree down?"
Oh, that's an excellent question. As Clog says that, Elena and Farnsworth, you've probably come to a similar conclusion. This tree has been haunted for quite some time, a decade perhaps, and that has soaked into the wood. It would count if a wooden weapon were made from this the tree's heartwood as a magical staff. Um,
Oh,
or if a weapon head were added to it at the cost of whatever that weapon would be, the magical weapon. No plus to it, not without some extensive craftsmanship, but the components to magicify any weapon of choice if someone were to chop down a tree. Now, that does take a little bit of time and a woodsperson's axe, or, an axe you don't mind dulling. Does anyone have a woodsperson's axe?
No, I just have a great axe.
Yeah, I do not.
I mean,
perhaps we could
if you want to do it,
perhaps leave it for now. Bring back someone with the skills and tools to make the most of it.
I would agree with that.
Clog, are you leaving it, or are you going to spend the rest of the night hacking at a tree?
Well,
I
if
say
there's
cut
any,
it down, Clog.
what's that?
I say cut it down.
There's money to be made here, friend.
Uh,
Think of all the magical arrows we could.
well, I'm thinking maybe I could, take a nice section of one of those nice branches and carve it into the handle of my great axe, and maybe that'll do something.
Sure. What you've identified is enough to do one weapon. So coring it away and getting down to the most haunted bit, which would basically, and I said heartwood, I apologize, would actually be that the branch that the chain had been hung on that length would be the piece to use. Clog, you could probably get that down, but you'd be risking not getting enough sleep tonight and possibly waking up with a point of exhaustion tomorrow. If you do want to make the attempt, I would need to see either any sort of wood carvers or carpenter's tools at a 10, or just a straight up athletics at a 15. Do better than those and no exhaustion, and you can have your haft of wood.
I will say this: I am proficient with carpenter's tools.
Oh,
Do you have them
Um,
with you?
I do not have them with me.
Okay.
What I would suggest is because that's going to add about 100 pounds for us to get it to a point to shave it down and all this other kind of stuff. I can mark the tree with my hand axe, and we can make sure that when we come back, we can get that when we head back to town.
Sure.
And whomever wants it, once I get into town, I'll be able to do whatever whomever would like with that wood.
I'd like to make that athletics roll and see if I can get
Sure.
that.
Clog is mad at the tree.
Clog seems mad at the tree. Clog, go ahead and give me the athletics roll.
see
Okay.
how with that?
Nice.
All right.
Oh, hey.
So, Clog, I don't know if you got lucky or you got strong, but you do manage to fell the limb in such a way that as Stevrum's, saying, look, if we just do this and this and this, and then crunk, the big piece comes down, you're able to drag that along with you up to Twilight Falls if you so choose, without the point of exhaustion. It could maybe have been a little nicer to the tree and to the limb, but you did get the job done. Cool.
Perhaps leave the cursed chain attached. You can have yourself a flail.
The chain was already disconnected. That has been buried. And on that note, do you want to disinter the chains? Are you willing to dig down? where you believe them to be?
If they can make a magical weapon, or possibly, I'd give it a
Possibly.
try.
Sure.
Yeah.
Give me a quick investigation.
Can I assist him with that?
Oh, sure. Absolutely. Investigation with advantage.
Hey,
Ooh,
second better.
16's not bad at all. So you dig down and hunt around, and you're certain it should be right here. It's the only disturbed earth in this area, but there's no trace of the chains at all. They were a bit rusty earlier, but they shouldn't be gone like this.
Peculiar.
Someone was here before us.
Perhaps. Perhaps.
How about a
Clog,
survival?
now that he's got his chunk of wood, he's already laying down by the fire to sleep the rest of the night.
Ready to get back to sleep. So we just need someone to volunteer to roll us a fateful d20 and not roll a 1 or a 2, and then you can have the benefits of your long rest. A 15 is not a 1 or a 2. Congratulations. Party, please take the benefits of your long rest and much deserved rest. And as the next.
May I call back Imp-tastic before I
Absolutely. Imptastic shows back up and says, ow. And so, with the party once more at full strength, you can continue on your way to Twilight Falls. The trip to Twilight Falls is just a little bit of a leg up there, but now you've got a full day basically coming back down the other side of the river along the newly stomped road. And it is on that road that we need to know if you're going to have one more random encounter before we get there. Could I have one more fateful d20 from the party? Please do not roll a 1, 2, 3, or 4, or please do. I have fun with these things. So you got 1, 2, or 3. 4 and higher is fine.
Cliff.
doing it? Oh, Cliff.
Cliff, with a d20?
All right.
A 4! As close to danger as we can get. But congratulations, you're okay.
Great.
And the party arrives in what experienced players may recognize as a cookie-cutter town, but is definitely legally distinct from any other town you may know it as. Welcome to Tumblestone. Welcome to Tumblestone, which is very dark. Hang on a moment. Dynamic lighting is off. Fog of war is off. We should all see things.
Helps with the copyright issues.
Alright, back to the random battle page. Over to Tumblestone. One moment.
Is it dark for you too, Casey?
It is not dark for me, but it's
Oh, there it
dark for
goes.
my
There we
player
go.
set. Ah, there we go. Okay. I just had to turn dynamic lighting off and then back on again. So those who have played Phandelver may recognize the lovely town of Thunder Tree, which was built almost an exact duplicate of the lovely town of Tumblestone. As you make your approach coming down the road to the north, you would be arriving in on the northeastern side. There's a little path that leads in, and as you're approaching, you can see that there's a great big water mill with its paddles out into the water, a massive log coming off of it, from which emits a cacophony of noise. Tumblestone is not misnamed. There are indeed stones tumbling. Small polished gems, agates, and other shiny rocks are produced in great quantities but of minimal value. This is done by tumbling them over and over again with other rocks in big wooden containers that make a sound akin to an enormous waterfall off of just this tiny little river. As you approach, you can see the little gem shop slash tumbling stone store up here in the northeastern corner. And you can, sorry, up here in the southeastern corner. And you can see over to the far north, north, south, east, west. Southwest gems. Northeast in. Up here, over here, over here, and over here. houses with people in them. The other houses look to have been built to gnome specifications. They're only around 8 to 10 foot high, even though they were 2 stories. But you can see many of the field stones and cobbles have been taken away, used to repair other houses, and the forest is slowly reclaiming the town. You are expected in the inn up here in the northeast corner. And let's drop some players onto the map.
And is it evening time then, Casey? Is that when we arrive?
You'd be late afternoon.
Late afternoon.
Late afternoon. The last leg of the journey down, you did follow along the river, along the path, and you did see a small bridge. That bridge was basically trees that had been felled over a creek or a stream, and that had some gravel and some muck tossed atop it to kind of give it a little bit of waterproofing and make it last a little longer. But it's pretty obvious that the mages are just chugging along as fast as they can, laying this roadway down. That was a poorly constructed bridge at best, but you got across and you were dry. And so as you roam into town, we're going to say early to mid-afternoon, you can hear just that deafening roar of the rock tumbler away to your south. And what might the party be doing as they come into town?
Well, should we go check in? See
Say
what's
yes.
going on?
Yeah.
Sure.
I could use a warm meal.
These are such small houses, though.
Look a good size to me.
For little people like Farnsworth.
You got it. Now, as you get a little closer and you start to move through town, away off to your right-hand side, which would be to the north, you can see that that house, even though it did start off as a gnome house, 2-floor affair, it looks as though the flooring has been kicked out. You can see where the beams that would have supported the second floor have kind of been punched out and, stones stuck in. It's sort of been retrofitted, for humanoid sized creatures. The door frame, the lintel seems to have been taken off and kind of arched up so that it's 5.5 to 6 foot high. Certainly a little tight for a bugbear, but acceptable for a human. The windows still look a little ridiculous, though. They're sort of like at the awkward height, kind of going from calf to mid thigh for a human. But, so-so. There's fireplaces going off, so you can see there's a little bit of a glow and some smoke rising from the buildings that look fairly intact. As you kind of bend around, heading southward, you can see a couple of houses that have been used for parts. Many of the stones have been carried away. Trees are growing up from inside them. Basically just, a freestanding quarry of sorts. Away to the southwest, you can see where the log comes into a house and is supported, and there must be some mechanism inside there. The actual tumbling of the stones is a bit further away. This just seems like a way to measure the speed or rotation. It's not doing any real work at that point, but likely that is where the gemologist would be. As you continue around, there's a bit of a hill in the middle of the town and several trees that were probably at one point a very fancy sort of lane switchbacking the way up there, but it's all kind of overgrown and thorn at this point. There's a tower of some sort up there, but that's just kind of been flat capped, and now it's a weirdly round room to that house. Away to the south, as you move through the center of town, some more dilapidated buildings, and then a small one that's got a little smoke rising from the chimney. As you come out the far side on the west side of town, off to your left at that point, away to the north, you can see a respectable looking inn. It's got 2 floors, built to human specifications, and likely that's why most of the buildings close to it are almost down to foundation. All the stones have been taken away and restacked to make that building. And then as you come up to sort of a town square sort of affair, looking back down to the south, you can see another trickle of smoke rising from a building in the southwest corner. The inn looks fairly friendly. There's enough
Is
room for folks
the
to
east
come
side?
in. Say again?
Isn't the inn on the east side, not the west?
Inn is in the northeast corner. Man, I am bad at directions today. Northeast corner. Yes, there. Thank you. Sorry. Having my map dyslexia issue at the moment. So inn is in the northeast up here. And as you come across, here we go. Anything that the party is doing preparation-wise before you head into the inn?
I'm
The
gonna
only thing
bamf,
that I. Oop, sorry, go ahead.
I'm gonna bamf out my Alex and have him fly around and see if he can see anything going on.
What form does your Alex take?
An owl.
An owl. Okay. So we've got an invisible demon, a visible owl. The owl is up and flying about. As the owl flies about, can I get a quick, probably just a straight up perception would be the way to go here. Oh, Alex is out looking out for you in the audience too. Oh, 21, pretty good. So as the owl sort of circles up and takes a peek about, the town is sort of, as you get the bird's eye view visible here, you can see that there are a lot of paths cut through the foliage and the undergrowth, and signs that children play here. So there's a lot of things that are, laid out as children would at play more than as adults would at work, especially around that tower area up on the hill, and then down to the south, that single room area there. Now that you're up in the air a bit and sort of taking a look around, you can also see maybe a quarter mile to a half a mile north from here, there's a bit of a blight in the forest. There's a spot where several trees look to either have gone diseased or burned or otherwise having some trouble. You can see that path that's sort of been cut down along the riverway that looks, unnatural by how straight the line is with the mages having gone through. And that's about what you'd spot as an overview from that. The roofs of these particular dwellings look to be beaten copper. A lot of copper plate roofs here.
Um, One of the things I suppose that as we're walking through the town or whatever and seeing some of these buildings occupied, I'll make it a point. You said the windows were kind of odd or whatever,
Mm-hmm.
or at least on one of the buildings. But I want to just have an eye out for curtain. I mean, for people, I guess, watching us or any of this kind of stuff.
Sure. You
Just
know what? Throw me an insight check, because that sounds like you're looking more for suspicious people more than suspicious buildings.
well, yes,
Okay.
yes.
So there's a bit of movement as you're just coming into town from that building to the north, but you can see that person's just kind of keeping an eye on you. They know you going by. They sort of give you the up nod. Nothing more suspicious than, you know, anybody passing anybody would do. More suspicious, perhaps, as you're heading towards the inn, away to the south. You keep seeing a little flicker of light as someone is definitely moving the curtain out of the way, like trying to stare at you while pulling the curtain back in. And it's not enough for you to see more than it's a shady looking type of movement there. So down in the southwest corner, somebody is keeping an eye on you. At least you get that feel.
Sure. Right.
Anybody else before we hit the inn?
Ah, that's good. Yeah.
All right. So let's flip over to the Bracken Inn, whose sitting room we're going to borrow from one of my favorite places. And you guys are only seeing darkness again. Hang on, I'm having a Roll20 moment. Can you see?
Perhaps these rolling brownouts are a result of the sabotage.
Yes, that's right.
All right, we're gonna.
The electricity from those bugs that we fought. They must have had an electrical storm.
All right, dynamic lighting on and off again, and now we're seeing too much of the map. I think that's okay. This is the lovely blue water inn from the Curse of Strahd, but the only thing I intended to show you was the bar itself, which happened to be the way I wanted the bar to look. So if you can ignore the rest of the page, because that doesn't apply. This is not a 3-floor building. And there, that's a little better.
Perfect.
We'll get there eventually. Sitting in the inn when you arrive is a woman that Stevram and Elena would recognize as Kyra. She looks like a wreck. Eyes are bloodshot, hands are in her hair. She's basically keeping her eyes open just by pulling up at her eyebrows. Sitting just a little ways away is a gnomish woman. And then behind the bar at the moment is a big human woman wearing a rather aggressive-looking headdress. Looks to be possibly some sort of bear-tiger combination. Definitely not a normal kind of thing, but you know, it's a statement. As you open the doors, they all three sort of look at you. Kyra's just like, Hi.
Hello.
Good evening.
You look terrible.
Kyra's like, oh, it won't stop.
What
Eh,
won't stop?
Are you kidding me? And she just gestures around with her hand, and that background noise of rocks tumbling over rocks it's just cutting through the walls. It's everywhere in here. I'm hoping Discord cut that out, but that just terrible grindy noise.
They
In the short
don't
time,
ever
in the
turn it off.
They won't stop. And the gnome, just sitting a little bit of ways, telling you it's the major business of the town. Tumblestone, we gotta tumble the stones. Been running for over 300 years. I'm not going to be the one to stop it.
Make for rough sleeping, I would think.
Oh, you get used to it in the first decade.
Four meals, please, if you could.
And a woman behind the counter says, "Oh, of course. You're the ones from Hommlet, right?"
Yep.
That's correct.
Oh,
Did
Yes.
you
well,
get that off of Bugbear?
say that again.
Did you get that off of Bugbear?
Did I get
Your headdress.
no?
Oh.
That's a bear. That's a cat. I mean, I guess it's a cat bear now, but it's really more of a decorative combination than any sort of attempt to bring something to life. I'm Heather, by the way. Heather Bracken.
Stevram.
Stevram.
Armed. Farnsworth.
Elena.
Farnsworth. Lena. And the bugbear's with you.
Clog was distracted because he kept hitting his head on the ceiling. Do you got a bigger chair in this place that will hold me if I sit down?
Oh, they should probably hold. And you kind of look
Okay.
down, and they're pretty sturdy. They're a little better than stools for you, but they're fairly sturdy stools.
All right. He flaps down in one, and I'm sure it kind of creaks under my weight.
Yeah, you might want to double up. One per cheek. But
Oh, that's better. No, I'm not hitting my head.
yeah, Heather's like, that's good. I mean, they've lasted hundreds of years. They were actually here when we resettled the city. The Topaz's family, and the gnome woman says, Tops. Topaz's family has been here, tending the tumbler for quite some time, but we settled in and found these effects. They've lasted quite a while. It takes a little getting used to, but if they're uncomfortable, you can sit on the floor.
Now, Casey, were we supposed to give Kyra our little tokens?
Yep, Kyra is
Okay.
sorry, got caught up. Kyra is the representative of the Matricular Deep. She would be the one taking the tokens. So she sort of gives you the all right. Oh, Alfred couldn't have gotten you here sooner, huh? Well, thanks for coming. So the problem we're having is somebody, and she's like looking over at Tops and Heather. Somebody has been messing with the roadworks, taking our tools, causing problems, weird noises, and they won't stop that stupid tumbler. We can deal with the tumbler, but everything else, that's just, I can't sleep, can't do magics. Just not a good idea to do magic when you're not sleeping. So, if you can figure out whoever it is, just watch him for a couple of days. We can get our work done, and I can get out of this place. Heather's like, you can feel free to look around the town and talk to everybody. I'm telling you, Kyra, none of us are doing it. The only folks who stayed behind are trustworthy, and we're all on board. Tops spends her time mostly at the tumbler. I'm here at the tavern. Old Den, he doesn't leave his house. Blair hasn't got anything to do till the kids get back. And, the Trekker family, yeah, he's out hunting most of the time. So, yeah, there's really nothing going on here. It's
Where'd the
got
kids go?
Oh, we sent them out so they wouldn't have any trouble with the magic. Little invisible flying tools just seemed like a bad idea with kids.
Invisible flying tools.
Well,
That
no,
sounds dangerous
invisible.
for people of all ages.
It does, doesn't it? Kyra's like, the tools are not invisible. The things using the tools are invisible. The tools are just tools. It would have been fine. Safe for all ages. Heather's like, it's a lot of magic.
Have there been any eyewitness reports of any strange folk around town? Perhaps might be responsible.
So let's start off with an investigation from whoever would like to lead up the first batch of this, as you start to do a little interviewing and questioning, just to give me an idea as to how good or badly this might go. Oh, 15's pretty good. So Heather is the one to speak up first. She says nobody's really been in or out of town for the last week. We sent everybody out to visit the relatives, do a bit of a tour around. Those who could leave did. We kept a couple of people back here just to keep an eye on our homes, and that way your deep could just go right through without any trouble. Tops is here to make sure the tumbler keeps going, and nobody's really come through in the last while. At least nobody worth noting.
And how close is the roadway that you're making? How close will it come to this town?
So you saw kind of where the roadway was going, and because of the water wheel and the way that's set up, it's going to have to bend around, kind of do a bump out and come through the eastern side of town. But it's stopped. I'm going to say a couple of 100 yards back, but it's got to kind of do a right angle and turn. So you've worked with them before. You know that's probably 2-3 days of hard work for them, clearing out, stamping down, making the path around, because they got to get through some trees and some boggy stuff. You had no problem. You were on foot, but a wagon couldn't do what you just did.
Right.
Are
Well,
you
you would-
trying to get more traffic through town?
Well, Kyra's like, well, I mean, that's a benefit, right? There'll be some traffic, more stones, but we're gonna bend it around outside the town so the kids will be fine, everybody will be safe. You know, we planned the bypass for years, 3 days. I've got such a headache. Um, and Kyra sort of, goes through her stuff and pulls out a piece of paper and kind of shows you, puts a quick smudge down on it and draws on it with her finger. Here's the town, here's the river, here's where the road's got to go. This is what we all agreed on. And yeah, basically they're just doing a little bump out around the town so it won't get in the way of what the town's area is. Plus, there's a bit of a hill here that kind of uprise. It's better for them to go around it than try and go up and down it.
When you say we've all agreed, were there any outliers who didn't agree, who might possibly be attempting to waylay the progress?
And Heather's like, I mean, we voted. We didn't all vote yes, but nobody was dragged out kicking and screaming, and that's usually the only time, we know there's really a problem.
Well, it could be that where you're going to jut northward or whatever around. I mean, I suppose that's why we're here, but had you investigated at all the area that you were going to go through, that perhaps maybe there are some other denizens there that are doing this, that perhaps maybe don't want you going through their area as well?
And Heather says that's exactly what I've been saying. Kyra, whatever this problem is, you brought it with you down from the north. The problems followed you. We've been here for a long time, no problems. You come down from the north, problems came with you. Take your folks, head back up north and look around. I'm sure you'll find whatever the problem is.
You don't mind if we look through the town first, though, right?
Oh, sure. It's make sure you're polite if you ask to go in someone's house. If they say no, you're not allowed.
Oh, of course.
All right. So we
Could you,
go door to door.
well, Heather, if you would be able to provide perhaps something that each of these particular individuals likes, enjoys, food, drink, or something that we might, if we're going to be questioning them, perhaps maybe come bearing a gift to them that might have them be a little more, I guess, friendly to our questions.
Oh, bribery. Sure.
Yeah.
Here, hang on just a moment. Let's see here. And she just sort of like sets us a couple of bottles, and there. Give this one to Old Den. He doesn't like anything or anyone, but this is the closest thing he'll get to. Give this one to Blair. Give this one to et cetera, et cetera, et cetera. And she gives you the appropriate names and folks.
Okay.
And that's probably the best, best entry you're gonna get there.
These items that have been going missing, were they locked up, or I mean, was there some place that was broken into?
Kyra's like, oh, that's the thing. They were working, and we can't hear anything over this din. And then when we look around, they're just gone. Like
Oh,
like
right
we've
in the middle of the day, huh?
right in the middle of the day. Just 1 minute they're there, 1 minute they're not. It started happening at nighttime, so we stopped the night shifts, which we kind of needed to do anyway. We weren't able to sleep. And then it started happening during the day too, and we just can't. It's too much. And then those noises, like you can't even hear them over the noise, but there's still more noise in the noise. It's different noise. It's the worst.
Do you ever try plugging your ears with something?
Can't you, as she puts her hands up to her ears, I can still feel it in my teeth. Can't you? it's in my teeth. And you can all, I mean, you're all fairly well rested. You've now arrived. It's just ongoing. It's like living next to the train tracks or, a waterfall by the highway, whatever your representation of choice is. It's just there. And maybe if you had a couple of months, you'd get used to it. But, that first couple of nights, it's not good.
I wonder if you might be able to get some magic to help, like a silence spell or something along that. I guess it wouldn't last as long as the noise.
And then it's just bang comes back, and then you wake up screaming, and nobody needs to hear that on top of all this.
Well, one problem at a time. I guess let's find these saboteurs.
And
we'll
then,
try
like,
to, I'll try to solve this noise problem for you if I can think of a way.
What is the cost of these bribes, as you put it?
oh, it's just get this taken care of. Don't worry about it. It's more just their favorite drinks.
That's very nice of you. Very kind.
Hey, I want this done as much as anybody. I mean, we're probably the family that's going to benefit the most from a little bit of traffic passing by, aside from the, Tops here. Tops is like, thank you. So, anything we can do to help.
I will lay 5 gold down and say I appreciate it, but I do pay my debts, so we'll
Oh,
get this taken care of for you.
oh, of course. And have the rooms ready and the meals ready when you get back.
Wonderful.
Got it. And with that, we'll bounce back out to the town.
And these are all gnomes, right, that live here?
Humans.
Except for...
All
Oh,
humans except for Tops. Tops is the only gnome.
Gotcha. Okay.
So the families, now that we're back on the big map here, we'll give you the right families and names to work with here. So up in the northeast corner at the Bracken Inn is Heather Bracken and the Bracken family. Down here in the southeast corner, Old Den, probably Dennis, something along those lines, but he just goes by Old Den at this point. And he's the one that they warned probably doesn't like much of anybody. Down in the center of town on the south side, we've got Blair from the Switch family. And then in the southwest corner of the town, that's where the tumblestones are. Tops is happy to take you over there and show you the gem shop, tell you all about it. Up at the top of the hill at the premium house, Ginslow Chopper of the Chopper family, and then over here we've got Zeke of the Trekker family. And Tops is sort of walking out with you, kind of looking up at y'all. I'd love to show you the gem shop. If you have any shiny stones, we'd love to tumble them for you. Just a month or so could add hundreds of golds in value to any stones you give us to tumble. Try your luck. Everyone's a winner.
I currently have no stones. So.
Ooh. Oh, we got a player reroll set. Excuse me. Everyone has a reroll. So there are 4 rerolls in the pile. I apologize, that did slip past me. And
Thank you, chat.
no stones. What a shame. You can find them just about everywhere. The whole place is made of them. Just dig a little.
How many of these stones do you produce a month?
Oh, hundreds and hundreds. We've got
How much of a demand for them, huh?
how much of what?
Is there really that much of a demand for them, or do they just pile up in inventory?
Well, we do it mostly on a commission basis. You bring us your shiny rocks, we'll tumble them up for you, make them extra shiny and smooth, gemstone-like.
Never knew that there was that much of a demand.
Well,
Learn something every day.
Well, have you ever seen those shiny necklaces that folks wear? You know, you can find them that way, or you can cut them, but the cut ones are all sharp. But if you give them a tumble, you get a nice luster on them, and they still feel real nice, almost like pearls.
Oh, I
Hmm.
have a pearl.
Did you tumble a pearl?
You could tumble a pearl, but that
Good
sort of
enough.
wears away at it. But if you tumble oyster shells, they come out looking a lot like pearls.
Hmm.
And as Tops is talking, they're like trying to get you to come on in and take a look and spend some money. And are you willing to follow her all the way across town?
Sure, we can start over there.
So Tops leads you in, and basically there's a little peg of wood coming in through the wall, and she sort of taps it affectionately. You can see it's turning slowly. This runs all the way out to the watermill, distance of over blah 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 blah, and along the way there's several hundred tumbling casks. Now each one of those casks is just like this, and she holds up a little example. Looks like a little beer cask, and inside there's special grains of sand and silicates and rocks, and as that tumbles, that'll polish up your stones, and it goes from looking like this, and she holds up ugly rock, to this beautiful rock. And she gestures over to the wall where there's all sorts of little bins, and she says you can fill up any bag. Here you go. For just 5 coppers with as many stones as you can fit in the bag.
And you're turning a profit doing this.
All we do is turn profit. And
Nice.
All
Ah,
right.
I'll
Tell
give
you
him
what, just
5 copper.
I'm
yeah,
gonna
let's
I'm
get
gonna
let's
take
get a
that and
bag
put it on
each.
the side. So for 5 copper pieces, and she accepts. She gives you a little bag, and you can see that these stones are. I mean, they're neat and probably pretty, but they're mostly just stones that were chucked in. Over on another side, kind of behind a little bit of a divider, are closer to gem-like stones.
These
Dealer's choice, please. If you wouldn't mind, fill my bag with the best.
Oh, okay. And she's sort of looks you over and okay, I think you would like this. And she gives you a little stack.
I'm gonna pick my own.
Sure,
Yeah,
That's fine.
I'll pick my own.
got it.
This is the kind of situation like in like at one of those cave entrances that you go to, right?
100%.
Okay.
thousand
Okay.
percent exactly that thing. You have picked up on the reference.
Right.
Uh,
Okay.
so and she's a gnome. She's been here doing this for hundreds of years, so she's got piles of these. And the turn of profit. Yeah, there's probably just heaps of these sitting out back, waiting for people to fill bags up. Um, but yeah, now if you did have a nicer stone that you didn't want to cut, you just wanted a nice polish on it, this would be a wonderful way to get that done. And it's a reasonable business, but this is the middle of nowhere. Like, probably don't see a
More.
whole lot of business going past.
Yeah, it's more of a big hobby for them.
More of a big hobby. Yeah, family's been doing it for generation after generation. Before this, area was abandoned, and then the, big folks like yourself came back in, settled up. Business survived and continues on, and looking to be booming again.
Have any of your stones gone missing? Like the tools have?
No, can't say as they have.
Have any thieves snuck in the night and returned them?
Have any thieves snuck in the night and returned our stones? No, I can't say that there's been any stone left returned. Is that what we're going for?
They're quick. So, where have the gnomes gone?
Uh, well, we did a lot of mining in this area originally, but it uh didn't really suit us, so most of the families moved on, up towards the Kron Hills, primarily. But there's mines and other such settlements dotted around. Um, you know, elves came in, now the humans are coming in. We just watch them all go.
Thanks for the marbles.
Of course.
Should we make our next stop on the tour?
Sure. I mean, Ginslow's probably the most hospitable up on the hill. Zeke's not bad. Blair's a bit stern, but she has to be. She deals with the children. Old Den's just a bit of a grouch. Um, I mean, it's kind of still young Den to me, but call him Old Den because everybody else wants to.
I think we should go talk to the Grouch.
Sure.
I
Well,
knew.
I was thinking about that. Having all four of us show up at his house might just make him grouchier.
Well,
That-
Stevram brought the gift. Would you like to
Don't
take it
know
to
if
him?
Grouch needs a reason to get grouchy.
Elena's prettier than I am.
Well,
It's
I
debatable.
was thinking that me and Stevram could go talk to him, and you guys could go talk to, well, whoever you want.
That,
More of a
that might be,
divide and conquer.
that might
Sure.
be a good idea.
For DM sanity, we're gonna play that they hang back a little bit, but that way you can all be on roughly the same page as we move forward. So Elena and Stevram are acting as the face team as you go meet Old Den.
Sure.
Sure. Could I get a quick, let's call it a persuasion check from whichever would like to be the lead person as you walk up to Old Den's house?
Well, I'm assuming that a +3 is better than what you got, or
Yes. But present the
Oh.
gift. So
oh yes, we will give him the gift.
Sure. So you just sort of walk up and you're like getting ready to like open your mouth and the door just opens up. Old guy, bald, wrinkly, just puts his hand out like, "Gimme."
Well,
Gimme.
Oh,
I did hear that you were a friend.
Gimme
like you were expecting this.
Give me.
the bottle.
we have a few questions.
And my
Good, sir.
question is, how quickly can you hand me the bottle?
Hand it to him.
Uh,
I
Good
kinda
stuff, huh?
figured that was gonna happen.
she watered it. All right, what do you want?
Well, have you seen anything? Are you happy with the arrangement that you got with the Matricular Deep?
I am happy that we know where those oafs will be traipsing about, and we can keep an eye on them.
By oafs, you mean the wizards?
The wizards, all you city folk.
I'm a farm folk.
Farm. You know what a farm is? It's a city that smells worse than a city.
Okay.
Of
So you don't eat anything from a farm?
course not.
Oh, well, that's unfortunate.
We hunt, we gather.
That's what I always did too.
See? You don't smell near as bad as she does.
You hunt and you gather, I would assume, around the area. And with the moniker Ole, I take it you've been around here for quite a while. Yes?
I have been.
What can you tell us about the land and the terrain north of here?
Oh, how about a quick investigation?
Oops.
Oh, crushing it. North of here. Well, if you're heading north, and all right, you're gonna get yourself in trouble if I don't tell you. If you're heading north, none of that shiny stuff. Brass, bronze. None of that iron, steel nonsense. Go with the stuff that lasts.
Do you mean to fight things up there? Or?
Well, just overall, I mean, everybody knows that. You don't head north out of town wearing that kind of nonsense.
No armor, no weapons.
Oh, armor weapons are fine, just brass, bronze. None of that shiny shit.
Well, I prefer to wear black, so I should be good.
Hmm.
Now, is that all you came here to ask? I mean, you know which side of the tree moss grows on, right?
What do you know about the missing equipment?
I don't know nothing about the missing equipment. What's it made of?
Well, to be honest, sir, I have no idea.
Probably iron.
Oh, if it's made of iron, there's your problem. You don't take iron into the Northwood.
Do you know what's up there?
Nope. Can't think anybody was dumb enough to take iron up to the Northwood to figure it out. I mean, it'd be almost as dumb as walking around town here with a silver-bladed weapon. You're just asking for trouble.
Hmm. That's interesting. Hmm.
I mean, you know what they... I mean, you know where you are, right? We're all werebears here. Arr!
Yeah, I heard that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So, if somebody's dumb enough to think we're all werebears here, and they come wandering to town with a silver-bladed sword, that's basically meaning they're going to be starting a fight. Right? You don't want that. So, if you come here, don't be like, oh, I brought a silver-bladed sword in case any of you werebears act up. No, obviously that's just troublemaker. So, same way, don't take iron in the Northwood. You don't want to be seen as a troublemaker.
All right,
That is
it's good advice.
good advice. I will be sure to send down another bottle of that same and make sure Heather does not water it down.
Alright. And with that, poof, door closes, and it's maybe not as dramatic as he would have liked because the door is kind of made in two parts, so it's a little bit flimsy and it kind of bops
Yeah.
up at the top. But then
Yeah.
you hear him like turn a little handle and closes
Yeah.
it.
Like angrily hanging up a cell phone.
Yeah, exactly.
You know. um. Does anybody here know any particular woodland beings that are afraid of iron? Because I do not.
I feel that
Right.
nature or arcana checks from the party might tip you off in those directions. Ooh, Elena coming in big on the Arcana, Clog following up with the Nature. Elena, you are aware that a number of the Fey folk are not particular fans of cold iron, but that didn't sound like what old Den was describing. Clog, you know of nasty beasties that are attracted to iron, steel, and such things. There are all manner of oozes, puddings, and other monsters that enjoy the taste of iron.
That would explain why the things are just disappearing.
Isn't there some professions that don't use iron because it interferes with their abilities?
Druids
Like
also.
I believe druids
You mean
don't don't wear no, iron because it doesn't work for them.
Yeah, they don't like metal.
Hmm. Hmm. Hmm.
And the area just north of here that they were looking at doing, it was, am I recalling correctly that it was somewhat moist? I mean, it was like, damp and stuff like that. Do I recall you saying
Yeah,
that?
so within a quarter mile up to the north, there was a little offshoot of water, where some logs had been hastily made a bridge over top of that. That whole area was fairly damp. That same area, when your Elena, when your owl was up there, that would be near that blighted area, a quarter mile to the north or so here. So a quarter mile, half mile, through the woods versus as the bird flies, seems to be a problematic area.
Mm. And on the subject of whoever brought up oozes and stuff, would that be the kind of outdoor terrain that they would, I guess, would it be their natural habitat? A
I
a
think
wet.
oozes just live wherever they want to live.
Mm.
I'd say you
I'm
probably
they're
did good.
I'm assuming they're afraid of fire. If anybody's got any oil, maybe we can burn them out. I ain't never seen an ooze though.
Yeah, I've heard. I mean, now that you mention it, I mean, I've heard of a couple of different kinds, but I don't know anything about them. Well, let's continue talking with these people, and
Yeah, sounds good. Should we
Sure.
try the old cranky lady, school teacher, whoever she was?
Blair?
the
So
old school marm.
so
I will hand you, Elena, the whichever bottle was labeled her name, Blair.
so as you walk up and you're like, all right, we got to deal with the old school marm, and you open the door. Blair doesn't seem particularly old or mean or anything like that. She just sort of turns around and looks at you. Hello. And you can see that she's got a little area of her house set to one side, which is half of a bedroom, sort of a kitchen set, but the entire south wall is basically pieces of slate that have been sort of stacked up and affixed into place. And she's got several charred sticks there, several pieces of chalk. It looks like she holds school here, um, in some way, shape, or form. Uh, hello, hi. Who are you?
My name is Elena. I brought this
Hi,
here.
Elena. School's not in session for another 2 weeks. Didn't anyone in your where? And she sort of looks past you and then sees the rest. Um, you're not here to
Uh,
learn, are you?
no. Well, in a way,
Okay.
we we
What can I do
we were
for you?
we were sent to investigate the missing equipment, the
What missing
troubles that
equipment?
the mages are having.
Oh, uh, I didn't know they were having any more trouble than normal. Um, what
Well,
do you,
some of their stuff is going missing. We're not accusing you.
well, that's good. I don't really have anywhere to put mage stuff here. So
I think it's more road building equipment than
I definitely don't have place for road building equipment. This is a school. I
yes.
teach here
Do you
when
miss do you miss the children?
I do. I'm looking forward to having them back, but from what I understand, this road thing is taking longer than it should. I didn't know tools were going missing.
Oh, you don't get out?
Well, I don't really want to be known by mages. That's how weird things happen to people.
I would think that a teacher would always want to learn.
Well, there's learning about what's natural, and there's learning about what they do.
Speaking of natural, um, our friend, well, old Dan, he was telling us about the goings on up north.
I don't know that there's much going on up north other than the road coming through, but
He said that you shouldn't take iron up there. Do you know why?
oh, um, well, I know you're not supposed to. I don't know that I've ever thought about why. Could I have an investigation check from the party, please?
It's a solid 11.
Solid 11. I, I know. I mean, you don't. You just don't. Um, I always sort of assumed it was just taboo.
Any of the children ever gone up there?
Oh, I mean, children get along around all over the place. We, don't let them wander too far until they're a little older, but everyone's taught you just don't take irons in the Northwoods. Um, and without some further prompting, she doesn't really come up with much more than you just don't. I mean, I'm sure there's a reason.
Rather incurious person, I notice.
Well, I sort of pass knowledge along. I don't really go investigating things that are already known. You don't take iron to the North Wood. What more do you need to know?
Oh, why?
You don't, because you're told not to.
We could take some as bait and find out what's going on with the iron.
I suppose you could.
Stake
Yeah.
it out, leave a big pile of iron.
Do you have a big pile of iron?
No,
I I don't know if you um thought that plan through entirely then.
well, there must be some in town someplace. It
Oh,
didn't hasn't all disappeared, has it?
we don't really have much iron here. It's fairly expensive, and there's more
Well,
copper in
yeah.
this area. So most things here, copper, bronze.
So the tools that disappeared, they weren't necessarily iron.
Um, I don't, and uh, so the tools that disappeared came down from the north. You did find out. You would have gone back and double checked or whichever. Those were iron/steel tools, but they weren't from here. They were brought down by the Matricular Deep as they go.
Uh,
So no significant quantities of iron in town. And as you sort of look around, no one has steel, no one has iron. You see copper, bronze, and brass primarily about the place. No blacksmith in town.
What are you guys' weapons made out of?
Bronze primarily, stone for some,
No,
obsidian for others.
I was talking to Clog and
Oh, sorry.
Pippin.
well, never really thought about it, but I'm sure some of my weapons are must be made of iron, at least in part. Probably everyone here has some. I don't have any armor, so I don't have any iron armor or anything like that. But
Why don't you have armor? Are you not an inventor?
well, that's just an oversight on my part. I was saving up for it, but I think I could get some, but probably not in this town.
Oh, if it was in this town, it'd probably be way too expensive.
I'll have to get some next time we're back to the other where we came from.
Well, I've got a couple of steel daggers I could donate to the cause. Perhaps we could have them laid out as bait. Wait until we all die of old age for something to come along and eat them or steal them or whatever. Whatever our working theory is at this point.
All I've got is a crowbar and a hammer. I suppose
All
they're
right.
probably made out of steel, but
Mm, prob-
I look down. I mean, I've got chain armor,
mm. Oh,
great
that's a deal.
sword, couple of hand axes, couple of daggers.
Well, I've got my great axe, but I'm not going to use that as bait. Do have a javelin and
the
uh,
tip would be metal.
if we were to formulate this plan and head out unarmored and without weapons and perhaps have some iron used as bait, it might be something that we can ask uh, the magists for some of that some more equipment or whatever rather than our weapons. But I'm pretty skilled with just a club, um, wooden shield would at least give some protection. If worse comes to worse, but if this were to be perhaps something that is not an ooze, but something more, perhaps intelligent, we would maybe be able to communicate with it. Otherwise, if we're talking oozes by chance, we would probably need fire, oil, torches, things of this nature, because I am not necessarily certain that my sword would do much good against, some slime or ooze or something. So
We didn't see a shop in town, right?
No shop in town. Um, other than the tumblestone stone tumbler.
Oh, that's not going to be very helpful. All right. Do you guys want to talk to anybody else? Or should we just head up there and have a look around?
I think
Let's
it
say we
might,
go on a walkabout.
yeah.
Yeah. See if
Go
we
on a
step in
walkabout.
any puddles that try to eat our the iron off our shoes.
Sure, let's go on a little
Mm.
walkabout.
And
Mhm.
Percy, you had did you inform us what your owl had seen as far as that
Oh, yeah.
blighted area?
Yeah,
Okay.
yeah.
All right.
That's probably where we should check first.
Yeah.
Everybody's the wrong size. And if someone would do me the kindness of rolling me a d20 for weather today. Higher is worse.
I'm rolling terrible, so I ain't rolling nothing anymore.
All right, I'll do it. Hey, 6.
6. Okay. You set yourself out there. Now, did you wait till the next morning, or are you heading out into early afternoon, which is early evening, which is about the time it is now?
I would think the next morning. Let's
Next morning.
stay at the inn. That would be my suggestion, but
You got it. You stay at the inn, and it is loud. If anyone has a solution to the teeth rattling noise, let me know. Otherwise, I need a DC 5 Constitution saving throw to gain the benefits of your long rest. Elena sleeps.
Like a baby, just like I slept through the bugbear getting attacked.
It's a handy skill.
It's a con check.
Con save, please.
Con save. Okay.
Stepperum and Clog. It's a little rough, but you get through. It's just one night. You get enough little batches of sleep. But if you had to stay here again, man, you'd probably end up looking like Kyra. And so.
That's the dark sensitive ears I have.
Oh.
Casey, is it possible to take a 5?
Yeah, let's take a 5-minute break as I switch maps around, and we'll do our BRB. And we'll be right back. Thanks, everybody. And they can hear us. Welcome back. We're picking up on the second half of our adventure into the Matricular Deep's roadwork construction. The party has discovered that you don't take iron into the North Woods, at least the North Woods, when measured from the base of Tumblestone. They did a little thinking about what it could be. They eliminated, they think, the Fey influence of cold iron. This sounds more like it causes problems, and they think perhaps oozes. As they make their way along the pathway, we're going to get a chance for the party to look around for evidence of oozes or other such things. Could we lead off on the return with somebody giving me a survival check as you make your way along the path?
Well, let's see.
Oh, good job,
Nice.
Clog.
That is a pretty good job. So, you would expect, you believe, if there were oozes, there would be depressions running along, basically, as they make their way, and you would see some sort of slag or effect, remnants of their passing, but there is none of that. Instead, what you find are very, very, very small tracks, quite tiny, itty bitty little feet. And a significant quantity of red dust. You do a little taste, and could I have a nature check, please? Some of the players have probably already figured it out, but we'll get a confirmation.
Yeah. Oh, no.
Oh, volunteer on the nature check. There we go. Yeah, 1 + 1 = rust monster. Little bug-like things with feathery antennas that, if they touch against metal, causes it to rust almost instantly, and then the bug-like creatures consume the rust. You're not 100% familiar with them at a 13, unless you may have encountered them in your adventuring career elsplace. But you do know that they are bugs. They do make weird, chirpy, crickety sounds. They are drawn to iron, and that's probably why you shouldn't take iron into the North Woods. They don't want to, draw them from where they are back to town, even if there's only a little bit of iron there. You don't want an infestation. It's like, don't bring the bees home, that kind of stuff. Don't bring the ants back in your picnic basket. So, you've now trailed this string of red dust back, and you can see that it does indeed move away from the path, and it looks like they've been emerging along that river trail, and that's probably where they crossed over from. It looks like on the north side they may have come back down, and there's more evidence of the insects about. It doesn't look like they had been crossing the river in the past. There's no real evidence of them about. The stones near the water's edge doesn't have those little pit marks that you would look for. But on the south side, there's now a trail heading off over to where those blighted trees were spotted. To find out more, though, you're going to have to leave the path and head under the tree cover to see what's out there. What's the party doing?
Hey, Casey, one question.
Mhm.
I had brought up about trying to procure like a wooden shield and a club.
Oh, sure,
Is
absolutely.
that would be something that could have been done in town?
Yep.
Right.
Oh, yeah.
Okay.
They're like, have this pot lid. It's made of wood. Have this ladle. It's made of wood. Good luck. You look like mommy's little adventure. No, they get you set up with appropriate. There's enough druids roaming about the area. And so,
should we follow the path or?
I think yes.
All right.
One want to check under the trees.
Yeah, I'm gonna be looking up in the trees to make sure nothing is going to jump down at us.
sure. How about a perception check as you look up into the trees?
Yeah, sure.
Sure. They look like trees.
Yep.
And as you're sort of like walking along and you're like keeping an eye up, maybe the problem is that you're just looking up a little bit too much, and when the foliage breaks away, you're staring at the sun and it's bright. How do you have a -1 perception as a cleric?
I'm not a cleric. Who
Oh,
said I
that's
was a
right. I'm
cleric?
sorry.
I
You,
thought you were clear.
you're the special kind of cleric. That's not really a cleric.
Clerical error.
Yeah, clerical error. Um, can I send the owl ahead to scout out the area?
Sure. As the owl goes ahead, could I get a quick, let's call this one a nature check.
I'll do the same. It's in a little invisible gap.
Yes, let's get 2 nature checks, back-to-back nature checks. Okay. You all can see that there is a big dead tree. Big. It's probably quite an old tree, but now it's quite a dead tree. And as the owl and imp fly up and look down from above, you can see that it is hollowed out inside from the top down. Something has been coming and going in and out of it. Some things, you would actually say. From your quick conversation about, the rust monsters, they're 2-3 foot across, a big one. Um, this tree has seen weight. Something 10 feet across has squoze down into that. You can see that the, outer bark has sort of pressed its way apart as it got in there. You could clamber up 5 or 6 feet, swing yourself into that hole, and then drop down. Alex and Imptastic are both like, I mean, if you say go, I'm going, but please don't say go.
um, could we drop a light in there maybe and be able to see a little bit?
Sure. Do you have a light you can drop?
I'll cast light on
I don't think
a
so.
stone
Okay,
and have my owl drop it down into there.
you got it. The owl casts a stone, lifts up, drops down. There is a hole. That hole goes down 6 or 7 feet to effectively ground level, and then goes down about another 12 feet, so about 20 feet from the lip of the tree down to the hole. Um, and then there is a crushed stone floor and a fairly open area extending to the south and to the east. Now, swooping around, the kind of perimeter of the tree, glancing down inside. They don't see any movement going on down in there, but they can't see the edges. Something would have to go down in the hole to see that sort of thing.
Well,
I think Imptastic might try to snatch Alex and shove him down in there. See if he can.
Uh, Imtastic and Alex do a couple of barrel rolls and end up ducking down below and then popping back up again. We'll avoid PvP and figuring out how owls versus invisible imps work. And they get a quick look around as they drop in, and you're able to kind of see the area there. That's sort of the extent of the light that you're able to see, and there is a passageway leading off to the east. And could I get a quick perception check from both the owl and the imp?
Nice.
It's pretty good.
Guess that'll be wisdom, right?
Yep,
I don't
wisdom.
see
Yeah.
anything specific.
Oh, very nice. 19 and a 21. So they both come up reporting things are not quite okay down there. On the southern wall, a large number of indentations, niches, have been put into the wall, and they're pretty sure like that whole area is just filled with larvae. It doesn't look like bug construction though. It looks like somebody made niches and then put larvae in them. It doesn't have that like honeycomb sort of design. It has that, I am a person and I like straight lines kind of design.
Interesting.
Somebody's breeding rust monsters.
A reasonable deduction. Supposition.
Should
Well,
we burn them out of there?
you got something to burn them with?
I've never heard of such a thing, breeding rust monsters like this, but I'm if you guys want, I've got rope. We can tie it off, drop it down in there. I can go first.
I
And
got a
We
torch.
got torches and tinderbox.
yeah. Well,
Yeah.
there's a light stone down on the floor.
Mhm.
I can grab when I'm down there. But
No, I mean to start a fire if you want to burn.
Yeah.
well,
Burn that.
we would need kindling and wood and
Well, we are
Oh,
in
the
the
trees.
forest.
The torch is gonna get that torch in there. It's gonna burn a while before and until the tree catches.
So the problem that you would have at the moment, just chucking wood down, you'd make a little fire at the bottom of the hole, but that wouldn't be anywhere near the wall.
Right.
So you'd have to get down there. Now the larvae that they sort of called out probably aren't dangerous. It would be the adults that'd be the problematic ones.
Start the fire from the outside.
You probably wouldn't be able to get them without getting in there, putting the stuff up against the wall, and kind of that would take care of the larvae. But the adults probably wouldn't be caught by a fire of a size that you'd be able to do.
Hmm.
If you had like fireball capabilities, yep, you could, woof the full room. But,
Do we see if the only opening is at the top of this hollowed out tree, or are there multiple openings?
there's definitely a passageway heading off to the east. But you're in dense, gnarly forest woods here. There could be lots of just little holes coming out underneath roots between rocks, that sort of stuff.
Oh, well,
So
Yeah.
either down the hole or follow along the path.
That's a cave. That's under the ground.
any of you spellcasters got a neat spell to take them out?
I mean, he's not going to like it, but it sounds like the most obvious solution may be to send the imp down. If we have a bottle of oil, perhaps he could invisibly pour it about, spread it around a little bit of arson. Light a tinder and watch it burn.
If your first solution is to send the imp, that isn't the obvious solution. That's the easiest solution.
That's true. Or it's big enough for all of us to fit.
Yeah.
Physically.
I mean, I'll go down first, and if you guys want to
Yeah.
follow me, when I hit the ground, I'll hit the ground running and just start smashing these larvae. And
Smash 'em.
How big is this tree anyway? If we could all fit in there.
So it's got about a 10-foot wide bore through it. So the tree itself was 12 to 15 feet at the base, going up about 7 feet to where it starts to kind of be splayed out and the boughs were split. That's where this kind of hole starts through. It was probably lightning struck, split, froze, exploded, something. But since then, it's been, cored and dug through. And rust monsters are too small. There's something else down there. You don't have a clue as to what yet.
And the two problems with the fire idea also are, one, the smoke would probably drive the monsters out, and then they'll swarm us. And two, we won't find out who carved the thing in the first place, which is, this problem won't be really solved unless we go in and do some investigation.
All right, down the hole then.
Keen about going in where there are insects because he got taken down by those other insects. So
Sure. So was it Stevram descending first, what I heard?
yeah, I was going to use my rope, tie it off on a tree, drop it down, and then I will descend down first.
Got it.
Yes.
So Stevram, as you start making your way down, a couple of quick questions. What is your current equipment loadout? What are you wearing?
Quite honestly, I've got my club. I've got my wooden shield. I had my rope. I have a couple of torches in my backpack, tinderbox, and other than that, I pretty much came, for the most part, equipmentless. I left my gold and everything back.
Okay. I will say, as a seasoned adventurer, if you wanted to, you would know if you took your chain, you wrapped it up in your leathers, you oiled it all up, that would, protect its scent from getting out there. So if you do want to have your chain and weapons with you, you can have them kind of oil skinned up. That'd be a thing you would know to do, but not with you at the moment as you begin the descent.
Yes.
Stevram, you hit the floor. And as you hit the floor, you can see that there are indeed 2 adult rust monsters. They are currently kind of up in a little cubby on the northern wall, and you can see their little feathery antennae just kind of poking out, twitching in the air, sort of left, right. If you've seen animals scenting, you would imagine that's the thing that's happening there, but they don't seem to detect you yet, but there's 2 of them.
I'll do the kind of look up at whoever is going to be next, and I'll do the eyes on 2 and then point.
Sounds good.
And I will step slowly in this direction to see if they end up taking notice of me.
Sure.
But I'll move it like 3rd speed there, I mean, just move 10 feet slowly.
Give me a quick, let's call this one are you trying to sneak, or are you trying to see if they pay attention?
I'm just going to walk slowly and see if they pay attention. Yeah.
Okay. So as you sort of walk slowly, give me a let's call that one a perception check. See how aware we are of the surroundings. A 9. So the cave you're in is lit. The floor is mostly crushed stone. A lot of chips, a lot of flakes, uneven sizes, chunks here and there, but relatively flat. You would say a creature of intelligence did this thing. The ceiling is about 8 foot in here. There's a lot of variations, little kind of dips or waves in it, and in some places it's fallen through and you can see tree roots, and other places it's stone. This is probably as shallow a cave as could be dug in this area. That southern wall, you can see those niches, and it looks like as you're sort of checking them out, just hunks were taken out of the dirt or the stone, maybe chiseled out, and then larvae sort of spread around. Those two rust monsters up in the wall, they're noting you, but they don't seem to have any interest in you at the moment.
Okay. All right. I gave them the signal.
Mhm.
I will wait for them to for the next person to start to come down, and that is when I will move quickly over and start crushing the larvae.
Sure. Farnsworth, Clog, Elena, what are you up to?
I think Farnsworth will wait until at least one more big body gets down there to, form a wall in front of him and the bugs.
Clog, Elena, which one of you is the big body?
I think Clog, but
Clog, are you?
I'm Clog is using a. He's either going to use his crossbow or his quarterstaff, so he doesn't have the large metal that a
Okay,
great axe receives. You know,
sure. So your great axe is wrapped or left up top for the moment. As you make your way down, no real metal on you, or so I heard. And as you hit the ground, you see kind of the same thing Stevram did across the way. You can see those larvae. You can see the feathers kind of hanging out there. Could I get a perception check from you, please, as you're making your way down? Yeah, same basic outline. Stone floors, lots of chips, lots of breaks. Kind of a wavy uh, ceiling. You're 7 foot tall ish.
7.5.
7.5. Okay, so there's spots where you're brushing your ears on the ceiling there. It's 8 foot at kind of the high points, and maybe 6.5, 7.5 at some of the low points. It doesn't look like the ceiling's flattened. It's just kind of wompy. Farnsworth, Elena.
after you, sir.
All right. Thank you. He'll descend.
Farnsworth, any metal on you?
I was gonna tell you his brass ring. I would have wrapped up similar to Stevram recommended. I
Okay.
guess.
Brass is probably okay though.
Brass was on the
I'm
list of
not sure.
that was on the list of accepted metals.
Ah, very good. Oh, okay then. Yeah, but otherwise, I mean, he doesn't need any of the other crap. And just leave it up there.
Sure.
Hmm.
And Elena?
I have a dagger and crowbar and a hammer that I will leave up top
Okay.
because I probably won't need it.
Studded leather has metal in it. Huh.
Yes.
Yes. Are you wearing studded leather?
Yeah.
Okay. As you get down there, it's a second or two as they're like, "Is that leather? No, that's delicious, delicious iron." And so we'll get everybody to about this spot, and then we're gonna bring up that turn order. Just one moment as we get everything set up here. And could I
And you turn the
have?
stud leather into regular leather armor, or
That's
keep the studs up.
they might. These things have been known to happen. And so, Elena in with a 3. Farnsworth in with an 18. Stevram in with a 2. It's all right. Get the
Good,
low
because
rolls out.
that's good because I was pretty much focusing on those larvae. So that'll be my first attack is smash the larvas.
Yeah,
Sounds good.
it seems to be that we were all like, oh yeah, let's leave all our metal up, and Farnsworth just went down there with the metal on. And
Somebody had to do it. And Clog was in there with a 3. And so, Farnsworth, yep, you're the one who goes first, and you're the one who did it. You maybe took a little extra precaution, rubbed a little extra oil on over your studded leather, but it wasn't enough to hide it from the feathery fronds of the rust monsters. You can see they want to eat you. Farnsworth, what are you doing?
Oh goodness. I think he's gonna try something he's been working on. You see, up until recently, he thought that his old trusty rifle was what he was blasting with, but he noticed that it was kicking out a little bit more steam recently. And with Imp's help, he figured out that the power's been inside him all along.
Aww.
So I'm gonna try it without anything to aim. Let's see here. I guess should I hex him? Hex him first.
Hex
right?
him!
Nick hex him and then shoot him.
You got it. Oh, 23's a good shot. See some
Yeah.
damage.
Right. And like so. And
Wow, why did you do whoa, because you just do 13 damage. Okay, 15 total damage. That like
there we go. I was looking for the hex.
that makes it 21 total damage.
That was a lot of max rolls there.
That was
Yeah,
a lot of max
that's a
rolls
good one.
there.
Good one.
That little bug just like bounces around in the little cubby that it's in, shakes its head, and then like leans out. You can see its fronds are twisted up, its mandibles are hanging funny. It can't handle much more of that, but it is still coming towards you. Farnsworth, anything
Oh.
else?
Leave my studs alone.
Tell me
Goodness,
about it, stud.
Wait, let's see. I got 25. 1, 10, 15, 20.
And your imp can go
25.
too, right?
Oh, yep, Imp can take an action as well.
Oh yeah, he gets his own initiative.
We'll just have him go on yours for sanity's sake.
Go on mine. Okay.
Yep.
Okay. Oh, very good. All right. I don't think what's he gonna do? He's just gonna stay away from him.
Okay.
I don't know.
You got it.
Fly over here and hide. He's still invisible, so he'll just hide over here, I guess, and try not to get eaten.
He stays invisible and tries to hide over there. As that happens, Rust Monster number 1 goes. Rust Monster surprisingly quick, 40 feet of movement as it just scuttles along, starting off on the ceiling, dropping, turning, landing on the ground, scuttling along towards Farnsworth.
Can I do something here?
Maybe.
I think it's a reaction. Give me 1 second here.
Farnsworth is trying to cover the studs on his armor like nipples, like, oh, no, no. Forgot those were in there.
When a creature that you see moves into reach, you have with a melee weapon you're wielding, you can use your reaction to expend 1 superiority die. Now, I'm really low. I don't know if I can use my reaction before my initiative.
You can use your reaction before your initiative. Yes. You are not surprised.
Okay. So I will use a superiority die to use the brace action.
Okay.
That I pretty much just get an attack on it with the club, and the superiority die will add to the damage.
Nice. Let's see it. If you don't have a club handy, just roll the thing you got. Oh, you do. Cool. 19's a solid hit. Let's see some damage. 6 from the club. Good club.
And then a D8 on top of that for the superiority die. Oh, and of course a 1. But 7 points.
That is still 7 points. Unfortunately, this is the one that had not yet been destroyed by magic, so it still chugs through. As it does so, it will reach out with its bitey mandibles and try and womp on Farnsworth. Farnsworth, bite attack. A 9 is just a clean miss. Clog, what are you up to?
Very good.
Clog uses a bonus action and goes into rage.
Okay.
I think so. He's now he has a racial ability of surprise attack. He can use once per combat? Can he use that and surprise the creature since the creature was focused on Farnsworth?
I'd say yep.
All right, so he's going to use that, and his so he's attacking with the quarterstaff.
Oh, 20's a hit. Let's see the damage.
And now has that got the that added the
Did not add your specialty yet. You just did your two-handed damage, which is a total of 11. So then I need whatever your surprise damage is.
a rage extra damage? Doesn't that's on there, isn't it?
Nope, no rage yet. You just clocked him with an 11. So rage is another 2, and then surprise is another something.
Okay,
It's
I'll
2d6 or something.
okay, the surprise is 2d6.
Nice. Nice. Rage of 2, surprise of only 3 there, so that was 5 there, so total of 16 on the hit. Does not drop the rust monster, but it now looks just as bad as its mate over there on the wall. Clog, anything else?
No, I think that'll be it then for me.
Got it. Other rust monster come charging forward. This one will pull up a little short, trying to bite on Clog. Clog, bite. Oh, a 20. Will do 5 points of piercing damage, but you are metalless, so no extra effects there. Elena.
Now, what type of attack is this?
This was a bite attack doing 5 points of piercing, so cut that in half down to 2.
Okay.
Elena will fire a Eldritch Blast at the one that's attacking Clog.
Sure can. 13's gonna miss. You do have a couple of rerolls in the bank, 4 of them if you want.
Sure, I'll reroll it.
Certainly may.
Nice.
24's a better shot.
But only 3 damage.
But only 3 damage, which is not quite enough.
And then I will send my owl to this one here.
Mhm.
And give the help action to the next attack.
Certainly
and then
may.
It'll continue flying by.
Fly by. Stevram.
I will attack this one that is on Farnsworth.
Mm-hmm.
Does that give me advantage?
You do have advantage.
Okay.
18's a hit. Reroll it just to check and see if you got a crit. You got a crit. Roll that crit. Nice. 8 points of damage there. That's enough. Rust monster falls. So far, no rusting done. Stevram, anything else?
Attaboy, Rusty.
That's not Rusty, that's Alex. Hello?
Just in case, I am going to step here for the moment. Actually, I'm just going to move to here to
You
help
got it.
block that thing from getting to Farnsworth. So
Farnsworth, it's coming for your studs. What you
Thank
doing?
you very much. Can I blast right between them, or
Sure.
are they in the way?
No, you can
Oh,
blast right
okay.
between them.
All right, cool. Make it so. Oh no.
Oh, I was wrong. You cannot blast right between them. But you do have 3-player rerolls left in the bucket if you would like.
Might as well.
16 is
Nope.
much better, and 16 is good enough. What kind of damage we got? 10 is plenty. With that, the second of the adult rustmasters fall, and that weird sort of chittery grinding noise, kind of a metal on metal squeal as they move, fades away. Likely one of the problems that was keeping the mages up at night. There are larvae on the wall, and you have decided some methods to deal with them. A little fire, a little stompy stompy, and those are dealt with. But as you are moving about, Elena, you especially notice there's a lot of owl feathers in here, and some of them are real big.
Oh.
Oh. You guys think an owl lives down here?
Alex didn't lose any feathers, did he?
He never got hit, as far as I know.
Give a quick check, and you don't see any owl feathers missing to that size. Elena, as you sort of head to the north and the east to keep an eye on things, you can see, moving your pebbles around as necessary, that there is a passageway that heads north and one that bends around to the south in the eastern hallway. Squishy, 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 and larvae are dealt with. What next?
I will stealth ahead to have a look down these hallways.
Sure, could I see a stealth check? That's pretty stealthy. You go ahead and stealth ahead. And as you do so, you will see that to the north, there is a hallway that goes north about 20, 30 feet, and then bends around to the east again. To the south, hallway continues quite a ways before it bends back to the west. The hallway to the north, Elena, as you get closer, it's tight, 5 feet across. It's got that kind of weird domey arc in the middle, so it's 8 foot and then kind of an arch coming down to 6 foot and then kind of bending back around. The floor is flat, but a little scuffing with your foot makes you realize that it's not intentionally flat so much as the crushed stone sort of settled that way. Kind of an oval tunnel. To the north, you can smell a fairly carnal stench. There's meat rotting off in that direction, and more feathers.
Well, I could send my owl down there.
Be careful. It looks like
So find a
somebody
mate.
already plucked a owl.
Pre-plucked
Um,
owls.
Do you guys want to go north or south?
North smells bad.
Truth.
Let's go.
South?
Let's go peek around south just to see. And if there's nothing there, we'll go north. How about that?
All right. I'm going to send my owl down to the south.
Sure.
Now, my understanding that everybody else can see in the dark except for me, correct?
Yeah, but there's a stone.
Right. I'm just curious if when we check north, that I would stay here with the light and have you three go check out what's in there, and then you just holler. But I mean, it would, if you guys are moving around in the dark, you would be perhaps more stealthy than the single guy with the light. I mean, at this point, it doesn't matter. I'm just saying that would be a tactic to use
Sure. I, for some reason,
moving
feel like
forward.
owls can't see in the dark. I seem to remember that being a quirk of owls. Hang on one moment.
Really?
Nope, I'm sorry. Owls, dark vision 120 feet. Yep, they're fine.
That would be really bad for an owl.
For some
flying
reason, I
around in
thought
the
owls
dark.
didn't have dark vision, but I just checked. Yes, they do. That was something else I must be remembering. So, what the owl sees is this tunnel has a shorter branch that, or a thinner branch that heads southward about halfway down, and then further down another branch heading south. This one a bit thicker. There is something bad down the further west branch. The owl, all of its predator senses kick in. It does not want to fly down in that direction.
All right. It can go back into its pocket dimension then.
Poof.
So, north.
Sure.
Yeah? No?
Yeah, we'll go up
All right.
north.
It can't be owly every time. I'll send a little
Can't-
impy up there and take a peeky.
Take a
Oh,
look.
you're
Oh.
that you
Yeah, I'll just
send
go up.
yourself.
Yeah.
Look at
Sure.
you. All right.
As you sort of start heading up in that direction, you can see that the pathway continues, then it widens out a little bit. As it widens out, there's something on the wall up there. You continue along the way. You can see that there's spots where fur and feathers have been rubbed off on the south side of the wall. But on the north side of the wall, and kind of a little cubby sitting right there, there's a pair of saddles for something horse-sized or bigger.
Do I hear any horses?
How about a perception check?
I
How
don't know
about a
why I
bird?
said that.
You might hear horses, but you might not. Like,
Damn it,
I
Clog,
think
be
Farnsworth
quiet.
is like coming up behind you with coconuts.
Yeah.
All right. Peek around the corner.
Sure. Peeking around the corner. Kind of comes down in this direction here. And as you're peeking around the corner, you can see it. It's south, kind of bends a little bit. The cave.
I've-
Good.
Hey Casey, I'm sorry, I've got a phone call I gotta take real quick.
Oh, sure.
It should only be just a moment.
Yep, no problem. We'll continue on up till the point of no return here, which is coming in not too particularly long. Elena, Clog, Farnsworth, could I get stealth checks from you, please? You would all like to do high numbers. 17's pretty good.
Oh,
22 is
hey.
pretty good. And 8 is less pretty good. Would you like to re-roll the 8, or are you standing with it?
I'll re-roll it.
You certainly may. We are down to 2. A 22 is real good, though. The party is able to carefully and quietly make their way up to the bend, peeking around before Steverman and their light come along. And they can see 2 owlbears nested
Goodness.
amongst a pile of food and wood and other materials. They both appear to be sleeping at the moment. Your battle with the rust monsters quiet enough to not disturb them. Your approach, and even down here underground, you can hear the just white noise of that tumblestone rock tumbler. So maybe that's helping as well. any plans that you'd like to lay or preparations that you'd like to make. Stevram, of course, will be getting ready to take part. We'll wait for them to come back in. But 2 owlbears over there.
I guess, could I quietly move my hex onto one of them? Just to...
Oh, sure. Yeah.
Yeah. Just to prepare.
Are we planning on killing them?
I mean, hex its strength, if nothing else. If we are going to try to kill them, good to do it while they're asleep, right? Maybe coup de grace, the old French dessert.
I don't think that they're hurting anybody, and they're not the reason that things are going missing.
The many animals. Good.
You don't want to kill them, do you?
Maybe we should go the other way.
That's very good. Want to search their nest and see if there's anything shiny in there?
Yeah, maybe send your imp.
All right. Is that a good idea? Let's do it.
Is it a good idea? I'm not answering that. I will answer that the imp will need to roll a stealth check with advantage, but I'm not answering if it's a good idea.
Oh, here you go again, Impy.
Impy, Dexy, or stealth check with advantage, please. 6 is bad, a 21 is good. Yeah, so Impy starts rifling through. Could I get a D100 from you, please? You would like a high number.
Love D100.
Oh, yes.
Ooh,
yes,
nice.
there is indeed something sparkly in there. Unfortunately, it is 100% under the owlbear.
Oh.
So there is definitely treasure. It's not steel.
Yar.
The rust monsters wouldn't allow that.
Mm-hmm.
It's gold. It's big. It's good. Imptastic's like, I want it. It looked great on me. Can wear it like a hula hoop.
Mm-hmm.
But it's under an owlbear.
I would feel
Ah.
much better if I put my armor and had my great sword.
So the approach has been stealthy enough. The 2 owlbears are sleeping. You do have prep time if you wish to back away and do that. There's no demand that you all rush in at the moment. Imptastic said, "Guy, it's so shiny. I can't tell what it is, but it is so shiny."
Casey's gonna get us killed.
Well, now, it may be safe to assume that whatever the evil is that your owl sensed down south, and these things might cohabitate peacefully, being that they're in the same cave. But there's the possibility that they have not yet met, and if they did, they may fight to the death.
There is some
So what do you
evidence.
say?
There's some evidence against that theory. That would be obvious. Stevram, I don't know if you were here to hear what I mentioned it. There are 2 saddles hung up on the wall to the north that are
Matching saddles.
Oh, are they owlbear-sized
that
saddles?
are owlbear-sized saddles.
Oh, okay. Oh, whoopsie daisy.
Oh yeah. So in case that was unclear, now that you've seen the owlbear and you look back at the saddles, you're like, "Yep, that's about owlbear shape."
Okay. Oh, yeah. For some reason, I was thinking owlbears. I picture them much larger than horses. I was thinking it might be something else.
They are bigger
okay.
than horses, but that was like if that had been like a draft horse size, that could do it. But this is yeah.
Well, what is
So-
everybody's?
If they're domesticated, I want one.
If the imp can't get it, does that mean that one of us couldn't stealth up there and try and get it?
He sits
I mean,
directly underneath the
you're
owlbear.
pulling something out from underneath a wild animal. There's very, very little chance. Like, you could try it, but very little chance that you would get it out of there.
Well, shall I gear up
Yes.
if we're going to do this?
Yeah,
All
yeah.
right.
Ah, good thinking.
Let's be at full strength before we.
Mm.
Totally wild. It's trained to ride. I mean,
Yeah, I wonder by who.
Yeah, I don't know of anything that rides owl bears.
I do think that we probably need to deal with this
Yeah.
first, because if we end up getting a fight with its master, these things might come running too, and then I suppose it could work the other way around too.
if they can fit down the narrow passageway that we came through, they look pretty big.
The owls bears, you mean?
Yeah, yeah. They
How
take
would
up.
they get out of here then?
I don't know. Is there? I look straight up. Is there an opening in the ceiling?
You look at no, pretty
Or they
solid.
fly
I think,
over?
So
I think
most
bird
likely,
bones can bend. Huh?
what's that?
Oh, sorry. I was thinking bird bones that they bend.
So
Bend.
all creatures can squeeze down one size smaller to move. So the owlbears
Oh.
must squeeze through that tunnel. So
All right.
they enter and exit through the tree. You would guess based on the owls and the tracks. And Imptastic is, Stevram is sitting up like, boss, that's definitely a crown. That is it goes. It's gold. It goes on your head. It's a crown.
Oh,
I want a crown, boss.
I need a crown. Needed a crown for some time.
I mean, I need a crown. Hey, I went in. The best idea is to let Imptastic have it.
Right. Okay. So what's the plan here? Or do we can we try and coup de grace them?
So you are all stealthy safe except for Stevram. Stevram I would need to see a stealth check from. So
Oh,
Elena,
okay.
Clog, and Farnsworth could make it to the owlbear and do a surprise attack. Stevram could try and join them if he chose. You just have to beat that stealth number, of which you are not sure the number exactly.
Yeah, well, and once I gear up and everything, it probably would be best that I not be someone who attempts that.
Mhm.
I would be best suited that if these things were to come awake, that you guys basically run, get behind me, and the best place to fight them would be when there's, kind of cramped in the, that I can basically face off against them and skin either hallway, and you
So,
guys can shoot from behind me or something like that.
so what are we going to attempt to do with? We're going to attempt to steal the crown and leave, or what? Wait.
We could try that. I don't know how we're gonna
We
get
just
it from
attack,
underneath the owl.
or are we just going to attack right away?
We're gonna die
That's
for this crown, aren't we?
That's a lot of damage, but okay. Yeah.
I don't know. What do you think? I don't
Well,
really want to go into battle with it. You seem to want that crown.
all right.
Now,
So
the
Farnsworth, how
cracker.
badly do you want this crown?
Well, there's also the factor, like you mentioned earlier, if we head south and ignore these bears, whoever's down there may call them as backup, and then we'll have to face everybody all together.
They
So
might
I'm-
even be worse than these owlbears. They're scared you're owl.
I could try something I've never tried before, but MP here has been teaching me how to manipulate minds with these this magic, but I've never tried such a thing, and especially not on one of those things. But it may work if you're feeling jumpy. Might be able to persuade it. But then again, it doesn't understand anything I say, so it's unlikely. Or
Well.
just saddle up. Let's get a saddle and throw it on one and see what happens. Maybe it'll.
It can't hit us if we're on its back.
Right.
You could attempt to Bronco bust an owlbear. I'm not going to stop you. It might violently.
I would like to try and get this item without fighting these things.
Okay. So Elena, so we'll start to lay out things. So Elena, you'll have to creep up to about here. At that point, there's mounds of food, there's mounds of fluff, there's mounds of wood that's been dragged down here by the owlbears to kind of make the little nesting spots. This doesn't appear to be a breeding pair, but they both got their own little nests. In the nest of the one nearer to you, you can see that little glint of gold that Imptastic is pointing out, like it's right there. Because the owlbear is kind of laying on top of it, it's got the fluff and the feathers and everything. You can just see that little kind of, eighth of the circle. You could get a hold of it, but you have no idea until we see the die roll whether maybe there's a branch through it, and when you pull on it, it's going to poke the bear in the tummy, or whatever else might be going on. Due to the amount of things that could go wrong, you'd say you're probably going to need a 16 or better on a sleight of hands check to get it out of there unnoticed.
All right, so before I go up there, I'd like to cast Mirror Image.
Okay. There's now
Just in
4
case.
of you slowly reaching
Nice.
in.
Yes. And then I will cast. Well, no, I'll hold off on that. So a 16 you said or better?
Okay, so a 16 or better. So Elena's kind of in position. What's everyone else doing as this is about to go down?
We tie a rope to her and pull when once she has it.
You could. Yes. The benefit there would be is
No.
involuntary motion, but
I will not allow
Okay.
them to do that.
no problem. So Elena's there. Farnsworth, where are you? What are you doing as Elena's like getting ready for the go?
Farnsworth's sure we're gonna have to fight these things, so I think he's just gonna ready his blast right around here.
Okay. So you're like, all right, I'm ready.
Mhm.
Clog, where are you?
Clogs probably coming in. He's being quiet, but
Yep.
he's not gonna go right up to him. But he's gonna be within range that he can get up to him quick.
Got it. And then Stebrum, basically you can come up to basically where Farnsworth is, one square north of where Farnsworth is without risk. Where would you like to be?
I will do the slow Conan poses as I move up to here, preparing to fight this creature.
All right. So everything's very quiet. Elena, you're waiting until they do the inhale from the exhale, so you're right there. And then sleight of hands, 16 or better, please.
And don't forget we have rerolls.
A 13 is not 16 or better. Would you like to use one of your player rerolls? You have 2 at the moment.
Sure.
Seems like a good time.
A 16 is 16 or better. You're skill craning it. You're like dook, 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 and eventually, boop, it slides out into your hand, and it is a circlet. And on that circlet, there's a little, emblem and runes and neat little things, and you kind of feel, how nice it is, despite the fact that it's been lying in filth. It just sort of sloughs away, and you're like, this This is a banging crown.
All
Could I
right,
have a quick
will-
Arcana check from you, please?
4.
A 4. You're like, it's a pretty crown. I don't know what it does.
I will identify it later.
And now what?
I'm going to walk away carefully and stealthily.
Okay, as you
Give you 250 gold for that crown right now. Cash in hand.
cash.
I did ask if you wanted to go get it.
And I have.
No, I got it.
So as you all ease your way back out, you pass the saddles. The owlbears seem none the wiser to having lost their trinket. Take away the turn order. Close the owlbear sheet. Where to now?
Honestly, that's the craziest thing I've ever done. I guess, do you guys want to go south?
Yeah,
There is
if-
evil.
Yeah, if there is some. Well, did the owl sense evil or just predator?
Predator on a scale it was not willing to handle.
Okay.
Bad
Yeah.
things.
I say we stealth up there and see what it is. And if we think we can handle it, then we'll handle it. If we think we need to, go get humbled, then we can do that as well.
Right.
You've been hanging around with Teasley too much. Humble does not mess with owlbears.
Oh.
He does not go places he's not supposed to go. And so, you come along that path. There's 2 passageways heading south. One much smaller, only 4.5, 5 foot across. That one leads south before it bends away to the east again. The other, a much wider passage, 15-ish feet or so across. And where
Hey,
are we
Clog,
headed?
you're good at tracking, right? Do you see any tracks?
Oh, someone's checking the ground.
Maybe
Survival
that
check?
could give us a clue on what it is.
Oh, that's a
Ooh,
real good
pretty good.
tracking. Clog, you see down in this area, there have been boot prints. So somebody who wears shoes has been down the southern corridor. Much less frequently, someone who wears boots has gone down the western corridor. So more boots have gone this way than have gone this way. Dogs have come and gone this way and this way, but there is something wrong. The dog's paws look ginormous. They look like big, big dogs, but they're not pressing down into the stone as far as they should. There's something weird wrong about these dogs.
Not sure they're dogs.
Do we deal with the dogs or the person?
I don't want to deal with the dogs. I don't like dogs.
All right. Should we go talk to the person?
Yeah.
Whoever it is may know what's down that other corridor.
Well, they've been down there. Their foot's go, prints go that way too, or have been that way. That's that's probably the one in charge who probably is the mastermind of who was breeding those rust monsters.
But we took care of that problem.
Yeah, but they
That's the other thing is we could just
started
go
up again
now.
to deal with them.
Okay. After you.
All right. Clog's gonna stealthily go down um, this way and just kind of peek around the corner a little bit.
Sure. Can I see a stealth roll as you do that, please?
Da, da, da.
That's a pretty okay stealth roll. One moment, please. DM brain fail. Show me your passive perception. Oh. Clog.
Huh?
As you look down in that direction, looking back at you is a demonic face. It takes a moment for your brain to sort of register that not a demon. It's a mask of some sort.
Is it on the wall or is somebody actually wearing it?
Somebody is wearing it. And they look like this.
Mammoth.
Come on, faster! You are not working with me at all.
So there's two of them.
There are two of them. They appear to be hobgoblin-sized and shaped, though one of them is not dressed in the way that you might recognize hobgoblin. Close-fitting clothes, no armor or weapons to speak of. Looks kind of barbarian-esque. Or perhaps a monk. They sort of look up at you. There's a quick bark of surprise. And then they seem angry. We're going to bring up the turn order. We're going to ask everybody to roll their initiatives as we desperately try and catch up and hit the appropriate buttons. Clog, you hear barked out in Goblin. What are you doing here? What band are you with? This coming from the hobgoblin to the south. The other one just looks like she's about to kill you.
I hear what? What
The
band?
hobgoblin to the south says to you in Goblin, "What are you doing here? What band are you with?" And Clog, you happen to be at the top of the turn order. What are you doing?
Well, I'm trying to see. Do I even understand that? Do I?
Do you speak Goblin?
Let me see. Where is that?
Be on the lower left under tools and proficiencies. You'll have languages there.
Features and traits, or
To the left where you see your saves, like on your character sheet, you
oh,
have your saves, and
I,
then below that,
okay, I do speak Goblin. and he said, "What troop am
band?
I with?"
Yeah, what band or what troop are you with? And what are you doing here? Basically, you're not supposed to be here. Identify yourself.
Well, I'm kind of lost. Where do you want me to start?
Okay. How about a deception check? That seems like you were trying to play a little dumb there. You would like a 16 or better to deceive this hobgoblin.
Oh dear, probably not going to happen. Definitely not going to happen.
A 5 won't do it. You do have one player reroll if you wish to try.
No, I'm not going to even try on that one.
Okay.
I'm bad at deception.
Yeah. So as soon as you're like, they're just like, obviously, you are not meant to be here. Prepare yourself for the afterlife. And Clog, it is then your turn. Top of the turn order. What are you doing?
I'm going to fire a crossbow at him.
Okay. Oh, a 10 is not going to do.
I'm not going to use a reroll, but I will go into rage.
Sounds good. At that point, Hobgoblin forward, gets to that point, eyes up the throw. That seems really far. Has a longbow, fires the longbow. You are just around the corner, so you will get +2 to your armor class for the extra cover. Longbow shot. 21 comes down to a 19. Does a 19 hit?
Yes.
8 points of piercing damage. Please half that. Stevram. Arrows have come in. Crossbows have twanged. Goblin has been yelled. What are you up to?
So I know that something is up, right?
Yeah, you heard. If you speak Goblin, you heard the what they said. If not, you just heard Goblin exchanged, and then you heard katwang, and then patunk.
Okay.
Actually, I should have backed out of here.
Probably.
I double move and get to there,
Okay.
asking Clog, what's going on?
Stay back!
Stay back. Okay.
As Clog warns Stevran back, Farnsworth, what are you up to?
Do we still have that oil? Perhaps we can apply it to the path there and burn them when they come at us. Just be making suggestions because he can't do anything else. I'm just preparing a shot in case he sees anything hostile.
You got it. Elena, what are we up to?
Yeah, I'll move forward a little bit so I can see down the hallway, and if I see anything, then I will Eldritch Blast them as well.
Sounds good. That's going to bring up this hobgoblin who is going to move 30 feet, getting a little bit out of sight. Clog, what are you up to?
Clog's going to dash back down the hallway here.
Wait, are we running?
Well, I don't think that narrow hallway was the proper place to take these guys on. So I didn't want to get stuck there. Um, so so I'm going to I'm just gonna can I do a readied action with my crossbow as soon as they come around the corner,
Sure, you can ready an action there.
or thereabouts, or wherever I can see them coming down the hallway?
You got it. Hobgoblin moves up. Stevram, what are you doing?
Well, I still don't know exactly what is going on.
Mhm.
I'm going to come here and just, I guess, take a quick peek around. Is there any light emanating from down here?
There is. This whole area seems to be slightly phosphoring. So there's a bit of a glow to this whole area. It's enough for you to see. It is dim light. However,
Call I
as you
told you, get back.
as you peek, I have a important question. You may
Yes.
use your action as a stealth to try and take that peek without showing yourself at all, or you can just take the peek and the hobgoblin will take the shot with the 3/4 cover you have. Would you like to use your action for stealth to try and avoid any shot, or take 3/4 cover?
Yeah, I mean, my main thing was to get an assessment of what was going on in there to see if there was any light,
Mhm.
and that was my main thing. So, yes, I will attempt a stealth.
You got it. Give me a stealth check. You want to see a 11 or better for that hobgoblin.
And I have disadvantage. Yeah, no.
A 1. So the shot fires. 3/4 cover gives you your +5. The shot is a 20 down to a 15. Does a 15 hit?
That is a miss.
Yeah, that is a miss. Clang clang. Stevram. Anything else?
I will finish my movement.
Mhm.
Moving back to there.
Farnsworth.
Oh, nothing changed. More readying. Now I've got 2 shots ready.
2 shots readied. I don't think it works that way, but 2 shots readied. Both fingers of the finger guns. Elena. Anything?
Nope, same thing.
All right. Something happens back there, and we're going to come to the top of the turn order. Now, Clog, you've seen this. Everybody's sort of like waiting on the other side, and you can hear your bugbear ears peeking that something's going on over there. They're calling for reinforcements as well. They're trying to be a little subtle about it, but you know how these hobgoblins work. If something is not done, then probably the wisest choice would be to retreat, head back, report to Matricular Deep that we got a hobgoblin problem. You could claim success. You've dealt with the rust monsters. Hobgoblins could be somebody else's problem. Or it's time to start making an assault of some sort. By the end of this turn, we either need to have an assault from the team or an assault plan, or probably a retreat plan. Clog, suggestions or action?
Clog is gonna say uh, we could possibly beat those two, but probably not the reinforcements they're calling. I think we should retreat.
Did you have? I don't speak Goblin. Are they calling numbers? Do you have any idea of numbers?
Ooh, good question. Clog, how about a perception check? Oh, that's real good. So you didn't hear numbers, but you heard "Bring the Hulk."
Oh.
Yeah, that sounds very bad.
Yeah.
They've got a
Maybe an
Hulk.
umbrella.
Not to mention whatever evil may overhear this battle and come from that way.
likely an Umber Hulk that's what dug this tunnel.
1 +
I
1
I
equals that.
Oh,
I think we should head back for now.
Mm.
Got it.
Quick, give me the
Hobgoblins are secure.
crown, and then we can get out of here.
I don't have it.
Is that what everybody is going? Because I will lead the way.
Okay, Stevram, yep.
Up and out.
yeah, up and out, I think.
All right. I think I've heard up and out from everybody. A controlled retreat. You have secured your way out. And so you make your way back out. You clamber out. You throw a little fire down, knock that tree in, make it hard for them to follow, but it doesn't seem like they're trying to burst out after you immediately. They're willing to wait a little bit. They've got plans. You make your way back to the Matricular Deep and report in. They reward you. Yes, you've taken care of the tools issue. We'll have to do something to prevent those rust monsters from crossing the bridge in the future. And they start debating over ways that they could do that. They say if you could pass along to Alfred when you get back to town that we're going to need another bounty, hobgoblins to be removed from the north. In the meanwhile, we'll talk to the townsfolk here, and Heather's already like, yeah, I'll put out a few calls. We'll have some folks come back in. They're not getting close to town. But, no, they may not be ready to make a raid on the hobgoblins just yet. Congratulations, party. You've acquired some stuff. And did I hear that someone in the party does have access to Identify?
Yeah, Elena does.
Elena, you find yourself, or the party does, in possession of a Crown of Intellect. Wearing it boosts your intellect, your intelligence score to a 19.
Whoa.
Nice.
It's also shiny. With that, you receive your pay. I will get you the appropriate rate because you have taken care of the issue. Maybe not to the level they were hoping, but certainly there. And from your ghostly tree branch, you may purchase one weapon, and it will be magical. So if you want a magical great axe, you can have a great axe that happens to be magical. No pluses, but does count as magical for thwapping things. Excellent. Well done.
Nice.
And I will hold to my agreement that I would use my carpenter's tools to shave it down and all this kind of business to save whomever money, if in whatever fashion that is. So
Sounds good. And if you'd like, you can roll some carpenter's checks to make it fancy or decide how ugly it is. And so, congratulations, the party has successfully dealt with the troubles the Matricular Deep were facing and uncovered a few more. But maybe that'll be a tier 2 people's problem, or some very brave tier 1s. Thank you all for playing. As you start to head back and make your way back to town, anything I should know about that you're doing on the way back or once you're in town that I haven't heard? All good?
I think so.
All right. Well, thanks everybody for playing, and thanks everybody out there in the audience for pitching in and helping them to survive. There were a couple of key re-rolls there. If you like what we've been doing and you'd like to take part, please swing by the Discord. That's where you can join our community campaign. Other than that, we've been 20 sides to every story, and thank you very much for your time. Thanks everybody, and we'll hit the stop streaming in just a moment. Alex, if you're listening and you want to hit the raid button, feel free, but I'm not sure if you stayed awake to hear Elena's criticisms as we went. Thanks all. Bye.